Hello, everybody, and welcome to yet another episode of the Elendor Chronicles, brought to you by us, the Component Cast. Hope everyone's had a wonderful week and are having a good time zone. Before we get on with tonight's show, of course, as always, we need to do some standard plugs and talk about our friends and sponsors. Just a little note, so episode 4, the last episode that we live stream, has gone up on the YouTube channel now. It was slightly delayed because members of the cast were involved with a certain live event pretty much all of last week, and it took up just all the time. The universe stopped existing outside of that, so apologies for its delay, but it is up now. Guys, if you didn't know, you can watch our entire archive back on the YouTube channel. I would definitely be making sure you subscribe to the YouTube channel. 1, because it really helps us out, and 2, hopefully very, very soon we will have the replacement for the lost episode up on that channel. You'll all obviously hear about that on our socials as well, but that's coming. Just another plug as well, if you want to really help us out, one way you can do that is by becoming a patron. Links are in the panels in the description below. Patrons get access to a cast Discord where you can kind of hang with us, and also they will get early access to certain content, for example, this coming video. Anyway, last but by not means least, we need to talk about our friends and sponsors that also help out this show, starting tonight with Music D20. As we've said many times before, Music D20 are an independent composition team that aim to bring your TTRPG table to life. You are hearing some of their music right now. This is a track called A Moment of Focus. Their entire catalogue, including loopable tracks, are available on to their $4 a month patrons to check them out. Sorry, $5 a month. I need to change that in my ad read. It's £4 in English, $5. To check them out, go to our links in the panels and description below. And also, we have the wonderful Syrinscape. Syrinscape, thank you so much for the atmospheres you bring to our table. You can add the sounds and more and create atmospheres that you can send to people across the internet so you can bring your gaming tables to life. With their free app, you can get the app for free on desktop or mobile, and that app comes with 20 sound sets to get you started. Go to Syrinscape.com or follow the links in our panels to find out more. Yay! Other than that, without further ado, also currently, we have no Minty tonight, but without further ado, let's get on with tonight's episode. Shall we? We stand together, foes, friends, and unaligned, to set right a world for the mortal kind. At this, the apogee of all the bloodshed, this great summit where fate hangs her solemn head, it is up to I to duly justify what will happen to those from heaven high, from down below in plains of such hatred, from fire, earth, air, and water created, those of fey and bewildering wilds, even to us, which divinity doth smile. So I put to you, the immortal titans vanquished, I say leave with honor, or be banished. For those that leave with their heads held in dignity may stake their hold on mortals willingly, placing their faith in your sublimity. Yet those that refute my generous overture, those who would see to destroy mortal love, art, culture, their freedom to choose, fight, fail, laugh, and grow, with a banishing blow. Those that shall not heed this decree for warning will find their flock in despair, mourning the loss of their god, for I will cast out that rebellious soul without a doubt. Your time is over. All is said and done. The war is past us and the battle won. So hear my decree, or forget your litany, for now is an age of true brilliancy. The past is the past. Your dominion is all but your. Now is the time for Elendor. And we are back. So, ladies and gents, who would like to kick us off with a recap from last week?
I can do it this time. I actually have
Hey, go for it.
Excellent.
If I can find them. Where are they? There they are. Okay, so we discovered that Lawrence is a were creature, a lycanthrope. We decided he was bad as he had been turning others, or at least controlling them somehow in nefarious manners. We realized he is vulnerable to silver and can be healed by divine entities and attacks. So we created a paper charge loaded with silver coins, which Zep was going to blast away with his blasting device. Zep also worked on infusing Valmir's glaive with magical infusions. We then went to the bathhouse to do some recon, where Ruby and Valmir went in and had a quick tour, led by the concierge, whose name I did not record. Lawrence was not around, but it was said that he would be back closer to midday, as he did like going into the baths himself. It was also discovered that there was a big exhaust vent at the back. We then met up, started to discuss plans in excruciating detail. Ultimately, we blocked up the exhaust vent at the back so that steam would start pouring into the main building itself, closing it down for maintenance. Everyone would leave. We would then infiltrate in and go crazy. We infiltrated in rather more aggressively than was perhaps anticipated initially, but the fight went pretty well. Kifis took down 2 thugs. Darius and Valmir, unfortunately, were tackled down themselves a couple of times. Ruby did her thing, blasting everything in sight. Zedaar kept people mostly alive and blessed. And then Zep and Braun took down a thug, then shotgunned Lawrence in the face with the silver coin blunderbuss. We decided not to loot very much because Braun was going, we're not looting this stuff. Because the contract was elimination, not plunder. And I think that's pretty much where we ended it.
Valmir also got killed.
Yeah.
Valmir
killed Joffre.
Ah, okay.
Yes.
Also, you chose not to loot anything, but Darius and
I do usually write these from the perspective of my character, so yeah.
Darius and I've forgotten.
Remember his name. Remember his name. Don't just call him a trash panda.
Kifis, Darius and the rabbit were able to open up the safe and get, I think, gold. I think it was just gold that we took from there, and something else. I think it's in the party sheet because I think Midge put it in there.
It was a dagger, I believe. But yes,
Yeah.
The stuff from last time should be in your parcel, in your party sheet. Should any of you want to divvy that up, that's all good. One other thing at the end of last time is everybody leveled up. So we didn't cover that on camera because we snuck off pretty sharpest. But yes, the party is now level 4. Do you guys want to keep it secret what you've done as your level ups, or would you rather, or would you want to tell?
It's a pretty simple one for Darius. I just put 2 points into my abilities, so I have +3 strength and dex now instead of +2, because I have to be broken.
I am so charismatic, I can't raise my charisma anymore. At least
my lord!
the normal way.
Yes, yeah, that's my level 14 sorcerer doesn't even have that.
20 charisma, kids.
He's not level 14.
It's
he's
your
level
own
12.
fault, Midge.
As a
It's your
multi-class, I do not yet have a second feat. I have Warlock 2 now, which gives me extra invocation.
You just got a little bit more demon. That's what happened.
Yeah, precisely. I killed a man, and my patron said, "Hey, have shit," and I'm now taking extra shit, so it's good.
Oh, that's...
Patron was
So every time
happy.
you kill something, you're gonna be expecting it now. He's training you.
I'll take a level up in fighter if I level up without killing something.
Charles, run, go.
I like that. I like the how well you do decides which level up you take.
So what did you take for invocations?
Just because this game of D&D
I-
started like a Bethesda game, you don't need to play it like one.
Oh my god.
I took an invocation, yes.
I have a player in my game that plays this game like Skyrim. He loots everything in a dungeon. If it's not nailed to the ground, he is trying to loot it.
We missed that joke last week. You should have shown us. Valmir should have just appeared in Skyrim's beginning, just in the cart, just as he got knocked out.
Anyways,
as somebody with 22 maximum health, I took 43 damage last week.
Yep.
And only just went down. I had every little bit of healing I was capable of getting myself.
Lake ran around as a human trauma kit and just went, no, keep fighting. But yeah, Lake, what did you do for a level up?
Well, Zedaar, who is noticeably less capable than most of his party members, is just now a little more wise because wisdom and sense seems to be one of the things lacking in this group. So somebody has to make up for it.
Wow.
I would be insulted if I didn't agree.
Wow. You gotta be like that.
If you had the wisdom to realize what I was doing, you'd probably agree with me anyways. So it doesn't matter.
I made a pact with a demon. How wise do you think I am?
Be a prerequisite for anyone doing that. It's just like, yeah, you get up your wisdom score. Anyways.
Valmir's personality is
Mordred?
fucking send it. just as a person.
So
full send.
Yeah.
Now ludicrously intelligent.
Cool.
Probably on par with Ruby's charisma. And yeah, artificers don't really get anything else at this level. So it's basically, yeah, you get some intelligence. And the intelligence does mean that Braun is almost certainly the beefiest character in this party now. He has a whopping 42 hit points.
He does.
Yeah. Oh, by the way, Midge, can I roll my, because I've calculated out, I think we all just got average.
Yeah, we've discussed this before, Roach. It does the average, and I don't know how to turn that off. Does. But feel
I
free
don't know either.
So the rule I run, guys, we'll roll some hit points. That's what we'll do. The rule I run is if you get below what the average hit point would be when you've added whatever you roll in your con, I allow you to take the average instead. That's just how I roll with hit points. So roll hit points. If it's higher than what you did get in your level up, take it. If it's lower, take the average that you got given. And you can manually adjust your hit points.
Typical! Even more typical!
So is that retroactive for the first 2 levels we got as well? Because
I think we did that for the first 2 levels.
I didn't.
Didn't you? Oh, no, feel free to do that.
That's why Zedaar's HP is so much lower than everyone else's. I understand now. Sure.
Yeah, no, I got 2 extra HP out of that.
Yeah, feel free to do that because we did do that previously.
So I'm made the same. Great, let's go.
Wow.
I roll notoriously bad at HP, so I take the average anyway. So yeah, I didn't change at all.
I rolled
Zedaar
a 2.
is constant.
Darius rolls a fucking 8.
Zedaar is constant as the North Star.
I am as constant as the Northern Star. I love that movie.
Yay! I got more people to talk movies with.
Star Trek. That's Discovery Country.
That's the only thing Roach wants in life is to be able to just talk nerdy and films with people.
And he does it. Seen Firefly, for God's sake.
Nor is Lake.
It's on my to watch list. Okay.
Same.
He'll watch it though. I get the sense.
You've never seen. I'm a Trekkie, so.
Yeah. See, I really like the main actor in Firefly, so I will watch it.
Nathan Fillion.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
I wouldn't say that too loudly anymore.
Anyway.
Did he do something? Did I miss something?
Anyway, podcast, guys. D&D.
Anyway.
All right, D&D.
You all.
Well, yeah, the night.
At least one by one. Leave the bathhouses in the Seven Crest district. Smoke billowing, not smoke, steam billowing from the doors.
As we are leaving, I would like to say, do we need some kind of evidence to show that we have done the contract?
As you say that, someone walks over to you. They've got a long brown coat, and goes, "No, I think that won't be necessary. I'll let the mistress know."
Check that this guy is actually one of the Seven Crests.
Who just walked up to me now?
Yeah.
So you see this. You see this long, very slender human man with a very chiseled jaw and kind of pointy features. Dark hair, sort of kind of waxed over, like the parting is going away. Long brown coat. Beneath it, you see. He looks far less fine than a lot of the people around here in terms of like he doesn't look like demi-nobility. He beneath it has this sort of kind of a business suit, but the more perceptive of you do notice that that is also, it seems to be reinforced. You see these sort of outlines of chainmail within the weave of the suit. He goes, "Don't be alarmed. My name is Zeke, and I fix things for the Marchioness. I admire your work. I've been keeping an eye on you." For
how long?
I watched you come in and out and around the building a couple of times.
This is not the same person that tagged me earlier, is it? With the mask?
It could be. It could be.
I'm going to assume it was.
The Marchioness will see you. She is having lunch at the moment.
Is
Do you want to go for a sandwich?
We should go to?
She's at a Fionian cuisine parlor on the seafront. You can come with me, or I'll meet you there. It's up to you.
Should look at everybody else.
I have nothing else planned for the moment.
Negative intonation about following this man. Just
And on putting my ribs back where they belong. But okay, I think we can follow.
I think give us an hour or so. We'll be there.
Okay. That's absolutely fine.
Going to catch our breath and make ourselves presentable for the Marchioness.
I can respect that. The restaurant name is Sardo. It's on the northern side. You should see it. Has an outdoor seating area. Quite fancy. So, anyway, good day to you. And he walks off.
for context, GM, what cultural equivalent is that restaurant?
Fionian, that is from the Kingdoms of the Nardathel.
I said cultural equivalent in terms of like what.
So if we're talking in world building, the Kingdoms of the Nardathel are 5 different kingdoms, and Fionian is kind of a bit of a mixing bag culture. It's very Mediterranean in theme, so it's kind of a mix of Italian, French, and Spanish cuisines, and there's no real like defining feature. It's kind of the whole styling of that place. If we're going to go deep into the world building, is medieval Southern Europe.
That's as a GM who's world builds, I shouldn't have asked because I know
each kingdom has a different flavor. So yeah, don't set me off.
Yeah.
However, if you want to see the
I have to go deeper.
You could go for pizza, did you say?
Oh,
there's this great place run by rats on the other side of town.
Oh, I've been there.
No.
I don't remember the name of it, but I have been there. I think one of our friends here rebuilt it literally from the ground up.
No, it was a different place.
No,
that was a different place.
You're getting another shitty building that we've been to mixed up.
I believe you are referring to Peniscuti's food trays.
That'd be the one.
Delightful little place. Delightful little rats.
Yes, the many minds of Peniscuti is kind of a wonderful thing.
Penitucci.
I'll never going to get that rat. Penitucci will live on forever.
You think he's... you wait. You think he's just going to be a one-time character?
No,
I think he has a market. If
He's
he
going
ever
to show up in a dungeon to provide us food.
Just,
Well, I can't wait.
He's going to be the merchant from Resident Evil 4. It just comes out.
Or Resident Evil 8.
This is my interdimensional travel service.
the Duke. I'm in
He's really going to have a market. if he
Pizza
can
by
get some
portal! My god, that'd be so cool.
Well, he's really going to have a market if he can ever get some sentient turtles to work for him.
That's not a reference I get.
10 Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles.
Oh god. Yeah.
So,
At least
how
they
long do we
call them
want to take
portals
here?
in this world.
Thortles. Teenage Mutant Thortles.
Is
Yeah,
there?
how long
Is
do we
there?
take for a
as
rest?
you've- yeah. Well, is there like a bar or like a little pub anywhere around this bathhouse? Somewhere we can just like sit and chill for an hour and replace some ribs.
Oh, my ribs. Ribs.
My ribs are very much in
getting the
pain.
feel like we have the zoomies today. We're getting the feeling that as a group.
Possibly, but what do you guys want to do? You said you're going to take an hour before you go there.
I think we take a
but
short
is there
rest.
any-
Yeah, we're going to go to
Yeah.
a place we can take a short rest.
Okay, sure. You're looking for anything in particular, or are you going to try and head back to the Singing Dagger? Almost did it myself there.
It's here.
Or do you just
a local
want
restaurant.
local restaurant?
I don't think we need to go that far back to the Singing Dagger. I think we can make do with just something local.
Yeah.
Okay.
We only need 10 minutes.
Well, you know of a patisserie nearby, and tea
Let's
rooms.
go to patisserie
It's
then.
true. We
A pastry store.
could go back there.
Yeah, it's a patisserie and tea room that you've been to before.
I suddenly feel a little absent-minded when reminded of how nice those things were.
Let us go there then. I do not recall having pastries.
We went there for information.
The
lady was very nice.
Yeah.
She is who told us about the Marchioness's meeting place, the party.
I took a knock on the head. I'm sure I was there.
I will also need to run some repairs on Braun, but I can do that in a few minutes and then meet you at the pastry place.
Oh, come to the cake place and bring your impact wrench just right outside. Just working.
I am sure
Public
that
street.
the patrons would appreciate the noise. And with that, I'm just going to pull out like a hammer and just start beating Braun's indent back into shape.
Go for it, yeah.
Which is
Well,
basically just casting mending cantrip over and over and over again until he's healed.
Sure. Yeah, fine. So you're slowly going to heal up Braun while he's walking, I'm guessing. You're just like climbing around him.
Actually, hell, yeah, absolutely.
'cause you're small enough
Rig
to
up
do
like
that.
a little.
I love the idea that
Damage control party on Braun. Is that what
No,
you're
I like the
doing?
idea that your chair on the shoulder has like a thing that springs it back, and you can just like, like the people that clean skyscrapers.
Yes, the window
You
cleaner
could
things.
just, to the window
Yeah.
cleaning lift. You've just got that on the back of him as you go down. Oh,
I just pictured him swinging around and like sliding into the back of Braun like a Gundam and just becoming the pilot.
Yeah.
Oh,
No, he's too old
fuck.
for that. He needs to be 15 and have an emotional damage.
Yeah, you still have to be a teenager to
Yeah.
do that. Unless
If
you're
it's
the
Gundam.
unless you're the war hero who's been at this for 1,000 years, but you're still gonna lose to the teenager.
Yeah.
But-
Or unless you don't have
Definitely
eyes,
not
Shar.
nature.
But
Anyway.
So okay, you return to the tea room, which I don't have.
Oh,
notes
on the
for
way.
right now. Yes, yes, go for it.
on the way, Darius is gonna come up next to Ruby and produce the dagger that I stole from the safe, or I acquired from the dead person's belongings. Just not that wasn't on the dead body. Ruby, can you check this? Just to see, I want to know if it's got anything going on.
I can certainly give it a look. And is it magical? Can she sense that?
Give me an Arcana check.
Gladly, I'm good at those.
Being
I am proficient in it. Does that count?
yes,
That's a 21.
this is not a magical item. This is just a standard dagger.
The dagger. It's a nice dagger, but it's a dagger.
Put it in. All right, put it in the pile. Whoever's got the group inventory.
Yeah, because you guys are starting to really accrue a large amount of
the sack
items. I imagine that Braun is now carrying a large backpack of items.
What is it? It's 3 heavy crossbows, 4
have
light crossbows.
Have you got the Wand of Magic Missile in your inventory, Ruby? Because it's still in the party sheet. Okay, I'll delete the entry from the
remember
party
we can't
sheet.
edit that.
If you drag something from there, it automatically removes it.
Oh.
So
I did not know that.
you can drag it via the dragon. Drag
Kind
the
of
dragon.
annoying doing that for gold pieces like 1. 2,
Yeah, that I understand.
It's odd. It actually doesn't appear in my inventory, despite that I dragged it over a while ago.
If it wasn't identified, then it would have just it won't see the Wand of Magic Missile. It'll just be like a wand.
Let me look in your
It'll
inventory.
be a generic thing.
Yeah, I thought I added it a while ago.
You've got 3 wands.
Oh.
Yeah, there you are. You've got, there it is. It was unidentified in there. It's now identified and you've got the correct amount of them in your inventory. Rather than having 3 of them.
Ruby's just gonna go out, Magic Missile Storm!
Just magic missile akimbo, my god.
Sorry, that guy from Acquisitions Incorporated just do akimboing magic missiles. Jim Dark Magic.
Because one of the games I used to play called Neverwinter Nights had a spell called Isaac's Greater Missile Storm, which is magic missile on crack. That thing could pump out.
It'd only be dark magic level if it spawned doves behind you as in slow motion as well.
But yes. So you find the tea room. You can take a seat outside again, and you can take this time to take a short rest. Should you wish to, unless there's something else you want to do, please let me know.
No. Ruby somehow managed to escape from that battle more or less unscathed.
So, yes. So just as a reminder of what you've got currently in your inventory, you've got every type of crossbow.
Literally.
A ton of maces, 1 maul, some scimitars, some short swords, a cane, which you noticed didn't break when you hit it into a safe. You've got some weird dust that you haven't looked at. You got a dagger, and you got 25 rations.
Ifis might be curious about that cane since he was the one that used it, and might ask one magic user that can identify things. If she would.
That is something I would like to do in this hour.
Right now.
Go for it.
I would like to take one of the heavy crossbows and create a firing position on Braun's shoulder, because I myself cannot carry this thing. But if it is mounted,
a turret mount.
That's a ballista, mate. That's a ballista.
That's a gnome-sized ballista, but a ballista nonetheless.
Let's go for it. Right.
I will only be able to shoot it if I'm on the shoulder.
You've got 3 chances before you break them all, so because we've got a ridiculous number of them.
Okay. I will say that this will take probably about 25 crafting materials, or I would let you use all 3 heavy crossbows and 5 crafting materials to sort of jury rig and galvanize parts to do so.
Does anyone need these crossbows for anything else?
Are they worth anything?
Yeah, probably.
Yeah, they're actually
I'm not an arms dealer, so I do not really know.
I think Darius would probably know the market value of a crossbow.
A heavy crossbow can go from anywhere from 30 to 70 gold pieces. Yeah, 30 to 70 gold pieces, depending on the quality.
I think they're probably one of the most expensive things we have right now.
Then I will use my own materials for this, so that we can maybe use the money for other things.
Yes, they are the most expensive thing we have right now
me
by a wide margin.
You've got Tinkerer's tools, right?
Yeah. And also have an ability to make whatever tools I want instantly, so...
So give me a Tinkerer's Tool check with using probably intelligence plus your proficiency. Do you have expertise?
No.
Okay, so yeah, Tinkerer's Tools check plus your.
Don't think this is going to add proficiency, so it's actually a 25.
Yeah, it takes you probably about 30 minutes, but is what you do is you repurpose it, so you also manage to get it on a little bit of a gimbal. So you've got a little bit of up and down on it, but you have a static heavy crossbow attached to the front of the chair on the shoulder of Braun. I was going to say if it was a slightly lower roll, it might sort of have an impact on Braun's movement, but you've got it in a way that it's fine.
And I am also going to make it so that it can be further customized, because I have ideas of how I can make this thing shoot very quickly.
Okay.
Automatic.
I have the ability to infuse items with reload.
So Braun's going to become a B-52 with like gun positions.
No, no, you know the giant mega death robots at the end of Civ 5.
Is he not just Iron Man?
Giant death robots, colloquially called giant death robot.
Yeah. So, although I will say that it's now unwieldy that Braun now has a shoulder-mounted turret position for a gnome.
Fine.
Yeah. They might get some certain looks in locations, but yes, you can do that.
Hey,
so,
Rupee, could you check this? I think Kifis wants you to check this walking stick.
Okay. Why not? I will.
Yeah. He's being very quiet because the person controlling him doesn't want to do an Australian accent again.
I will take a look at the walking stick.
yeah, no, Minty will actually destroy me if I do. So, sure. Are you casting anything?
I'm just seeing if it's magical first.
Okay. Give me an Arcana check.
19.
For the 19, you're not sure if it is magical or if it's just really, really well made. It's definitely really well constructed and has a bit of it's really hard to tell sometimes with masterwork and certain types of creations if it's the tools that have made it are magical or if the implement itself is magical. But there is something magic surrounding this, I will say.
Give me a few minutes. I will let you know.
You also do see that the walking cane itself does have runes carved into the wood.
I'm going to ritually cast Detect Magic.
Okay.
So
I'll
10
say
minutes.
Yeah, I'll say that this has been happening whilst Zep has been sat in a Franco patisserie building an artillery piece. I would say that you cast this
like
and
one does.
It is indeed
I
magical.
mean, who's going to throw us out? We have an artillery piece.
But Identify tells me what kind of magic it is and what the item is. Unless it's cursed, in which case I don't know about curses. What kind of magic are we talking about?
You cast Detect Magic, not...
no, I cast Identify.
You said Detect Magic.
You did say Detect Magic.
Yeah. Oh, cool. Then I ritually cast Identify. Hey, it is magical.
Okay. I will identify this item. This is a veteran's cane.
A veteran's cane?
So it is. It's a normal walking cane that you can speak a commandment and it turns into an ordinary longsword.
What is the command word?
Whatever we want it to be.
Yeah, someone would set. You do get told how to set it, and you would basically spend some time with it, and you could set yourself a command word. It doesn't count as a magic weapon, but obviously having a weapon that can be disguised also has its uses.
Ruby is going to hold it up and say, "Trousers!" Longsword.
Well, I wanted it, but now, no.
Now she will hand it to Reynard. Here you go. Trousers! Cane.
I don't think it goes back into a cane.
You realize it
It's
never
permanent.
transforms back. It's a one-way go.
What? No.
One-way
Does
ticket.
it? Is it only a one-way transformation?
It
Or is it
transforms
not
into a longsword and ceases to be magical.
Yeah.
So does that mean it never goes back, Midge?
So now we have a longsword.
So now we have a longsword. All right. Thanks, Ruby. That was good. That was good to know. We had basically an indestructible stick that we could have used. We never.
I will say,
If I knew that it was never able to
Yeah,
retransform,
yeah.
I wouldn't have done that.
yeah, no, I will say that you can have. I will let you have a do-over on that, but yes, it is a one-way. It's a single use.
This is our freebie, guys. This is what we're using our freebie do-over on. Making sure we don't accidentally turn a cane into a longsword.
So we're not.
Hey,
Darius, if you say trousers in the correct pronunciation, it will turn into a longsword. Hand it to
you
him.
say trousers. Oh,
With the intention to have it transform. Magic items somehow.
it needs to be an uncommon word.
What if somebody nearby says, "Hey, hand me my trousers"? Bam! God damn it!
The person wielding it needs to say the word as well. I will say.
With the intention to transform.
So
it.
Well, the point of this
Use
is
that word in common conversation now.
well, obviously, the point of this is to never use it in its intended function because the sword is useless. We have 10 of them; it doesn't matter. But we have a magical bow of wood that we can.
May I suggest using the terms undergarments and leg coverings into your normal vocabulary?
We get a do-over with the word. It's just
Whoever is, I will allow whoever it is that's using the thing will be able to set their own command word.
See, this is why my game is now ruined, guys.
25 modules.
Thanks.
all right.
Should have just
Darius-
handed make up your command word. It'll transform into a sword, but it only goes one way.
Darius
I will
will
remove.
take
You've
the
removed my
cane.
necklace.
I will take the cane and put it in my inventory and never use it as as what its intended use will be, because I don't need a long sword.
This does remind me of a time we made a piece of wood fly in the aeronautical engineering department. It destroyed every window in the building before we were able to get it under control and back to ground.
I once heard of a ball that always bounces.
Yeah, we have made those
GM.
as well.
Question, GM.
Yes.
Because this, in its current form, as a hidden sword of wood, or a hidden sword, a cane, this is magical, right?
Yes. Well, yes,
So-
it's enchanted.
It's but it's magic. This is it ceases to be magic when it is magic right now. So does that mean that this uses the rules of a magic weapon, at least in its basic form, the fact that it can't be like broken by non-magical means?
You don't know.
And I've seen it dent steel. This is
It
just
does have.
basic
It has like a metal pommel on it. That's.
but it's but walking sticks don't normally have like cold rolled steel pommels. They're usually just like dinky.
It's a very fancy
It's a walking
one.
cane.
It is a nobleman's cane. It would not be out of place in one of the high courts.
Oh no, I'm using it. I'm just not ever using the sword part. But it's definitely there are things I'm thinking of. Okay, they could prop up a 1,000-pound door maybe.
Yeah, no, you can certainly try. But yes, yes. So, is there anything else you want to go over in the? Yeah,
No.
magical
Just,
stuff.
bev a rest, get the health back.
Is there anything else that we picked up that might be magical? Or are we just going to check over their stuff that people things may have grabbed?
You have
mean,
some
we
weird
did
dust.
Small packets of packets of sand for some reason.
You did use detect magic, so you would have seen if anything else was magical.
It's very true, and the dust did give a glow.
Oh. May I see your pocket sand there?
Yeah,
Right.
I do not know who had it.
I think we
Zedaar.
agreed that Zedaar is the one
Bronze-
handling the
Yeah.
party loot. So
Zedaar is
Braun
just
carries it, but Zedaar is
gives
responsible for marking it. So yes.
Zedaar's got the checklist while
The
Braun is
inventory.
just.
There's the invoice guy.
We have our own bureaucrats.
Zedaar
He's making everybody fill out a check.
I am from Atria. I am very good at this side of the business.
Zedaar is party quartermaster, is what I'm hearing.
Ruby will
again.
but he has also ordered some like finger sandwiches, and he's just eating them. It's just like literally licking them off.
Yeah.
It's like, yes, that is the sand, Bron. We need the sand.
It is the sand.
Ruby
He's
is
just bending over while Zep is
Shut
trying
up,
to,
A14. Second. For that.
Zep is
Don't
trying to
move,
fix a
Bron. This is a
crossbow.
very precise moment. Stop moving.
I will not be a second. And just hands over the sand. Are you
Ruby is
casting
going to ritually
identifiers?
cast. Yes.
Okay, I will just unveil these as well. So you have 2 packets of dust of disappearance.
This is a special blend of powder that, when thrown on a object, it will make it vanish. Or person. As per the invisibility spell. More or less.
Yes, so may have been that a certain creature was carrying these in case he needed to make a quick escape, but got blasted with buckshot before he could.
No, he got blasted with legal tender. Let's make sure that.
I think I will take one of these dusts of disappearance. I think that maybe
I think you need it.
would very be nice for me to have. Yes.
You need
As I believe I said before, it was the money shot.
Though I would point out, well, I think Ruby would probably point out, it's not you cast it on yourself, you throw it in the air and things within 10 feet, including enemies.
Do you enjoy that, Bron? Is that your sort of humor? Would you say then that he paid for his escape?
We
Oh,
met
God,
his
this is-
price.
Rim shot! Where's that? Come on! Give us the rim shot. Yeah!
Ruby just gonna. Nice.
One of these days, we're just gonna die.
No, he's going to crawl
Rocks
out
fall, everyone
first.
dies.
Yeah.
There will be a punt. There will be a great otherworldly being that comes in that just you have to pay the pun tax.
I see Midge dying on the inside, just looking at the screen right now.
Excuse me, squash.
It's a Cthulhuan mind hour, but instead of that, he eats puns.
It's-
And you only make him stronger every time.
My sustenance is the humor of the father.
I think
a lot of
I am
connotations.
ready.
Contend me with
so
the
much
worst
fun
of
to
comedy
know.
has to offer. They call me the Dave. Anyway,
Dave!
Now you
That
want
needs to come
interesting
back.
now. We have our
that
BTS
is a joke for
Marchioness.
British people right there as well.
Oh.
Yeah, I don't get
How
that
long
one.
the Marchioness will be waiting at this establishment? We should move before too long. We do not want to keep her waiting.
Yes, I think I am ready. I have replaced my ribs and I'm feeling much better now. Thank you.
They had ribs on the menu?
Not anymore.
Okay,
I placed
so
them
you-
inside me.
You progress
He's got pork ribs.
to this establishment, the Sunderstar.
I can't handle it.
Roach was right. You guys, we have the zoomies today. Anyway, you progress through the streets of the Seven Crest district before you finally come. You notice this place pretty easily. Very much like the cafe that you're at. It's a very regal, clearly elven construction building with these sort of cast iron looking. It's like outer seating area with a lot of vines like growing over it. Rather than it being roofed, it's got a lot of like vinage and foliage as its sort of roof cover with these metal like sort of surroundings. And there is probably about 100 tables in this outer area, all of them completely empty, bar a single table in the center that has the Marchioness sat at, and various guards posted around the sort of restaurant area. There is also a waiter stood at attendance at the table. She seems to be eating from some sort of bowl, and this time she's in, instead of like the sort of party robe you saw her in before, she's in a just as flamboyant but kind of slimmer dress This one is uses a lot of dark green tones with a little silver sort of floral pattern all the way down, and she also has like a small sort of half face mask over her eyes. Her hair still as voluptuous as it was before, and yeah, she seems to be digging into some sort of soup. You assume because she's eating it with a bowl and spoon, and it looks hot.
Is it odd that I picture this woman as some sort of Lady Damasque-looking mental image?
I can't wait for that game to lose relevance. That meme can die.
Well, I'm sure. Yeah, I don't know. It's just the mental image right now.
I can't wait for it to die because people keep mispronouncing her name.
Yeah,
Isn't it Lady Damasque or something like that?
Dimitrescu.
Dimitrescu.
Lady D.
Yeah. No, she's a lot more flamboyant. Think Lady Damasque combined with the Joker. Is probably the best kind of description of her style.
So Lady Damasque with damage.
Very Harlequin. Very Harlequin.
The whiter makeup, is that it? It's the only difference, really.
No, she's got very tan skin.
Green hair.
Green hair.
She hasn't got
Lady
green hair.
Ruby will walk up.
Hyena pets.
Oh, get out of here!
But yes, and
Ruby will approach.
You approach the restaurant, and the two guards posted this sort of entrance area where a maitre d' would kind of be. Do let you through. They seem to recognize you, and so one of them just goes, "You're free to join her at the table."
I wasn't asking your permission, but thank you.
The other guard kind of goes, and laughs like under his breath. Are you all going into this area?
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay,
Yeah.
cool. I'm just trying to think. What is Braun's height now with a crossbow on his shoulder?
I think I will actually say I'm not going to have the crossbow where the seat is, because that's where he sits and he'll kind of get in his way. It's probably on the other shoulder. There's like a firing platform. If it takes me longer to build, then that's totally fine.
Okay, I would say, well, because you've got to have like a system that you can fire it from on the seat, I'm guessing.
Yeah. So I'll build it like this evening, and if it takes longer, then I'll do that.
I would say you've got it attached, but you haven't got the fire system up, and I'd say it'd be another 10 crafting material for the fire system, because you've got to try and, connect it and rig it.
Mentally in my head, it looks more like it looks like one of the like the gun platform for the smart gun from Aliens. Like it's articulated so it can move around.
Oh, I'm guessing you're gonna make it so that the bow, like the actual bow bar, the crossbow, like folds in and stuff, so it can, and then like go up onto the shoulder.
At the moment, it's literally just a mount with the crossbow on it. I'll probably upgrade it over time.
Is it just a stick that you put the crossbow
in his
on?
shoulder?
It's a tripod more than a stick, but yeah.
That's it. I'm imagining this thing being able to go up and down eventually, and like
eventually. I mean, we have plans.
It's
folds inside the shoulder.
One direction, and Braun has to use his shoulder to aim.
Bit to the left, bit to the left, bit right. No, too far. All right, lean down a little. Okay, there we go. Oh no, they've moved. Damn.
Okay.
As requested, my lady, Donovan is eliminated. Along with a few of his...
Donovan?
Not Donovan, I'm sorry.
No, he's not
Lawrence, we did not kill the rabbit.
I'm in a contract that he can't be
Lawrence,
dead.
I'm sorry. Lawrence, I'm sorry. Lawrence is removed. Along with a few of his compatriots.
Oh,
All of his compatriots.
well, I know. Sit, all of you. Would you like anything? They do the absolute best onion soup on the island, if anybody is interested.
Did you say onion soup?
I did.
Yes, please. I would much enjoy this.
Anybody else
Make that
partake?
the second one, if you don't mind.
Tea
Sounds interesting.
for me.
I have a menu.
Of course. Bring them what they want. She turns to the staff member, who is visibly like sweating buckets. It's not hot out. This man is clearly very nervous, and he sort of nods, and he comes out with menus, and very shortly after as well, he comes with more soup for those who wished for it. The tea will be arriving in a moment, they say. But so, I believe we already arranged a price.
Yes.
Would you like it now, or shall I bring it somewhere? Some people don't like to walk around with bundles of cash.
I have no issue with it. Can't speak for everybody, though.
It will be safe with us.
I can carry it. I carry everything.
Just imagine him with like a massive like mountaineering backpack.
Sounds really passive aggressive.
Yeah. My back hurts from the weight of this fucking group.
That sounds double entendre. I'm carrying this team.
I carry the party's stuff. I carry the party.
But I was not sworn to carry your burdens.
Zeke, pulling them their money. And you see the man you met before. He was like further across in the restaurant, kind of sat in a very... It's not like he was very hidden, but with how central she is, he was in an area where you didn't notice him at first. But he was picking his teeth with it looked like a toothpick, and he goes inside to grab some.
Mitch, as we get this chance to look at him again, I realize, does this guy look familiar? Is this guy the same guy that disappeared the first night when we met Blackjack? The one who was wearing the different colored cloak that just kind of slipped away.
You give me a perception check.
Okay, I can do that.
Sorry, I just had some food turn up.
Sorry, no, you're fine. I just wanted to throw that in there because I realized something.
Like you didn't just have it handed to you.
This a 24.
Wild food appears.
Just appeared on my desk.
Yeah, it did. While some features kind of match, but it's not the same person. There are some distinct differences. Probably about the same height, you notice, but the frame is slightly different. And it's easy to know that it's not the same person because they've got very like the weight of this person's like jacket. And the weight of the robes that you caught a glimpse of are kind of similar, so it wouldn't be like that the clothes are hiding someone's frame. It's not, but similar height.
Tell me, Marchioness, if you are so willing, this Zeke, does he work for you directly, or is he a correspondent from another organization?
Well, Zeke, he won't mind me telling you. Unlike a lot of people from my organization, he's had to earn his place. Unlike most of us, he didn't come from esteem, but he has made himself very, very useful. But no, he works for me.
Do you have very many individuals in your organization that are like this? And do you use them to associate with other organizations in the city, like, say, the Jackals gang?
He would be the only one that is not of esteem.
Thank you.
Of course.
It's sometimes good to have auxiliary forces like this. It gives you additional reach and powers than you would perhaps otherwise have in your positions.
Indeed. Whilst members of the city's elite are fun and, can do most of it, sometimes being a little bit more rough and ready gets you in places. But anyway, I have to say well done. My people are already moving in to the bathhouse.
Apologies for any mess.
Yes, the cleanup is going to be a little while. Are you interested in any more work?
I suppose that would depend on the work.
And on the reward. We do have something we are trying to get done.
Okay.
Which, as a note, what was the reward Zeke brought us? Because it has not been added to the party sheet.
No, he hasn't come back yet.
Ah, okay, fair enough.
No,
No, he ran because you called him out.
Well, there's always more money in it. Unless you're looking for something specific.
Should look to everybody else as if she.
So nice to finally meet all of you. I've only had the pleasure with Zedaar and Ruby, was it? But
No,
the rest of you, I
my-
don't think we've met.
My apologies. My name is Sepp, and this is my comrade, Braun. It is a pleasure to meet you.
Your
Pleasure is all mine.
your previous establishment was not really my scene, so apologies for not meeting you before. I am Valmir.
Darce is in the middle of talking with the waiter. And just like, can I get this salad with a little bit less olive oil than what you'd normally serve? He's ordering like essentially a Greek salad. No, what was that? It's just-
But also Karening some poor dude.
He was inquiring as to our identities.
oh,
Sorry. My lady
This is
was
Darius.
inquiring as to our identities.
And the raccoon here that is currently staving his face so that he can speak as Kifis.
oh right. He posing
good night.
inside of a
Anyway.
chair.
Yeah, it's just, it's
Has
just
so much food in his mouth, he's just like...
yeah, he's actually eating like wax fruit that was on the table.
Check.
Ruby will give everybody a look as if she is about to talk about something that they usually would prefer not everybody knowing.
I think it is probably about time, yes.
We are all here against our will, this island. And I'm sure you are intimately familiar with, and she will hold up her, I guess it's on her sleeve, and show the magical brand.
Mm-hmm. Oh. Well, while I do know of someone who would be able to get that off, I don't tend to like to cross the other gangs in such a way. It would take a lot of work for me to be in a position to do so, and it would take a lot of work for you, for me, to get in a position where I'd be willing to risk so much.
Mm-hmm.
But it can be done. I use the brand myself on occasion, normally on people who have not performed adequately.
We were minding our business carrying out our own adventures across the world and brought here.
Now that is something quite special. Haven't heard of that one before.
Yes, it's actually been something that's been brought up several times. Why us? Why choose a group of strangers to come to a place to do work and imprison them with such methods? Is there a precedent for this? Has this been done much before?
I certainly haven't done it. The machinations of Rentbury are like no other. There's a reason I holiday abroad normally. What I will say, though, is if you have been garnered from different corners of the world, I would say that someone has something very particular for you. Can't be coincidence, surely.
I don't suppose that if we manage to do more work for you, Could you find out who?
Or why?
Why? I kind of glance with a nod towards Ruby.
But potentially also what this task may entail.
I'm sure that will be revealed in time.
Ruby just sips on her tea.
I steal some of Darius's salad.
He's just eating this stuff. Not. I mean, he's paying attention, but
Sorry,
this isn't his fight.
I hate eating while I'm trying to DM. I apologize profusely.
Critiquing the feta cheese. It's not as good as he's.
Darius, are you trying to watch your weight?
So, I could definitely find out a little bit more, but again, it will be me putting my neck out for you, so...
It's a nice neck.
She smirks.
Flirt check.
Such deeds are the trade. And information is
Hey,
itself.
sorcerers have charisma out the wazoo.
Next best thing. She's got... I think Ruby has like a fucking... What's your persuasion?
20 charisma.
Oh, my charisma and intimidation, or my intimidation and persuasion are pretty high.
Yeah, I was going to say, it's like persuasion for you.
Persuasion is +7, and deception is +7, and intimidation is +7.
Mm-hmm.
Jesus.
I'm not far off that.
I got a +4 to persuasion.
So perhaps a deal could be arranged. We would do some tasks for you around the town, and you could find out why we were branded and perhaps help us work towards getting it removed.
Okay.
Does that sound equitable to everybody here? I don't want to speak for the entire party.
Information is a commodity, for sure. And commodities can be traded.
Out of
You're
character
sounding like
group huddle.
Greer. Okay, you can have a group huddle. I'm gonna
Out of character group huddle. All right, as a game, are we focusing down one group to increase our standing with one group? Or are we going to piecemeal our way to like a spreading out?
Yeah, I was going to point that out. Like, this may be a situation where we don't want to commit too hard to just working for the Seven Crests, because we have contacts in the Guard. We haven't talked to other organizations. You know, there's the Jackals are always still around. We don't know if we want to do anything for them. We have options.
Counterpoint, we're on a timeline.
Yeah.
So maybe we go back to the Jackals and see if whatever they want us for, maybe that can come up relatively soon.
Put
I will point out, the other two groups we've worked for required us going into the frickin' sewers.
Yeah. To put this into context for my stupid gamer brain, so are we increasing our standing with the Boomers, Legion, and NCR? Or are we just going straight NCR, straight Steel Legion for this? Like, are we
I think doubling down
on
the Seven Crests is fine, but I think if we only work with them, it'll hurt us later on. We need to make as many friends as possible.
The way that Zep, I think, would put this is we can work with the Seven Crests for now for information, and if we decide to continue the relationship beyond that, we can, but I don't think we should lock ourselves in necessarily.
It is worth our time to make the Marchioness. Yeah, it is worth our time to make the Marchioness as friendly as possible, but I don't think we should just give up on the Guard. I think we should keep
to
the
make
Guard
a point.
in mind
She's
too.
the only one that's referenced having some knowledge of the brand and somebody that can
able to remove it. Yeah, it's the only one so far. Blackjack Bradford says, "I'm going to hold on to you until I'm tired of you."
I mean, we definitely owe no loyalty to Blackjack.
Yeah, and the guards couldn't find their asses with both hands in a flashlight and a 5-man working party and a map.
I mean,
guys, some amount of word salad referencing right there. What's that?
They're not reliable.
I mean, I understood the context.
That very much seems like that was a Navy idiom right there.
It was a Navyism. Sorry.
Yeah, I've heard some of those before. Yeah, no, I'm for doubling down on the NCR. Essentially,
I don't think these guys qualify as the NCR.
Definitely not the NCR.
Yeah, not the NCR.
You're right. This is the Ortegas.
It's very specifically the White Glove Society.
Yeah, that's what.
This is definitely the White Glove Society.
But this is
I'm
a
not sure
realm
on the
where
cannibalism yet.
But this is. I was gonna say, wait a second. What are we eating right now?
There's a reason I ordered the salad.
It's onion, so.
Yeah, we're having onion soup and salad, so no people.
We all know ogres are a substitute for onions.
Are greenskins but fungi in this world?
I'm not exactly familiar with Fallout, but I think this also kind of plays into the strengths of our party because we have a bunch of high charisma characters.
That's an assumption.
I mean, speak for yourself. I am moderate.
Between me, Valmir, and Darius, we have decent ability to have a conversation with people. Because you've got superiority to die, I've got naturally high 20, and he's a warlock. He's got warlock stuff.
You can also just add a D8 to any charisma to
Exactly.
intimidation,
That's why
persuasion.
you got your battle master stuff. So
yeah, somehow that works.
Love if that would help.
One thing that Zep would also point out, he's far more happy working with legitimate forms of authority, and that would be the guards and nobility.
I mean,
Ruby would prefer that, but she also wants the brand gone so she can go Nibelheim on this bitch.
If any group, the guards need it. Roland wants to secure the organizations in the city. He wants to make it official. If he's going to need the support of any group for that, it's going to be the nobles.
Yeah. That's the perspective that Zep would be following here. Like he's actually fairly happy. Like he doesn't have much time for
power comes from the
but
people.
Legitimate
Zedaar.
authority. Yes.
So I'm
not
saying,
in medieval society.
Securing the Seven Crests and the guards seemed like a really good start. If we find any more contexts that are useful, we can expand to them. But I think these two are the ones we should start with.
I agree.
So we're installing a autocracy on the city.
So to put it plainly, we are working with the NCR.
I mean, I'm not against that. I'm a knight, so
we're working with the NCR and we're trying to put them in contact with the White Glove Society for whatever reason. But that's the basis we're going for here.
I'm sure there's a Hearts of Iron 4 mod for that.
I prefer Fallout 3.
On
Sure,
the
whatever.
subject of nobility, because you are a knight and you have fought and worked in the region of the Rhiannon
Rethink what I
Empire,
think
give
about
me a
you,
history check,
Lambert.
Darius.
Oh, okay, yeah. History check?
Uh-huh.
I'll be right back. I'm still here though.
19.
So with the 19, you do actually, it's something just triggers when you're talking about working with the nobility. There is a noble of this island. There is a duke of the Isles.
Right.
They don't live on the island.
I assumed as much.
They don't live here anymore. They have a lovely, because the castle on the Isle is, their home. But,
so this is more like
they live in a villa in the
Romanov
capital.
rule. This is more like post-revolution Romanov. Some of them are alive.
They live in a villa in the capital city of the Rhiannon Empire, away from the Isles. They return once a year for a legal judicial meeting. Most of the Isle is run by the chief of the guard on a day-to-day. There is no formal magistration. Other than that,
that's what we're working on, Midge. That's what we're working on. But
that you know of, anyway.
So okay, there is a duke that rules here, much that has a claim to the Isles legally, much like the Bonapartes still exist, and claim France.
The Habsburgs.
Are there still living Habsburgs? I thought they all died out.
Yeah, one of them was in the Austrian Parliament. He was an MP.
Really?
Yeah.
One of them drives in F2.
Does he have the chin? Does he have the Habsburg chin, or did they work that out?
The racing driver at Habsburg
that was the
has
Spanish
like a
line,
lack
which
of
are all
chin.
dead, I think.
Okay, well, I would hope they're all. I mean, I don't want to say that, but
I thought most of the nobles in medieval or in England were of Habsburg descent.
In England, not so much.
No, not in England. We're Saxburg and Gothica.
We're getting off topic just a little bit.
Yes, we are.
So back in character. Yes, what work for you, Marchioness? I believe that can be arranged within reason.
Well, I'm working on something a little bit more tailored. But I do have a favor that needs fulfilling. It's a lot less criminal than anything I've done before.
Say
but it
less criminal?
Yes, well, a lovely young chap came to me. He came to me about helping him out, and I haven't had the resources to do so yet, but oh, he's so sweet. He really needs somebody to help him with the situation, and maybe if you can do that for me, maybe I will get some information for you.
Who is this individual? Where are they? And should we know more before we meet with them?
You're looking for a halfling fellow by the name of Gavin. His name is Gavin Billowbark. He's having trouble with his intended. More precisely, her father. And maybe you could help him out. At this time as well, Zeke returns with the bundle of gold, and you have an extra. I think we agreed on 300 gold.
Yeah.
Sounds right to me.
I know it's off topic. I know it's off topic, but I want to say it's freaking adorable. Beth, I can see your
Corgi in the background.
looking at you.
Yeah, just like
just like looking at you as you're eating.
Unfortunately,
he lurks a little.
He's cropped out the camera, unfortunately, so the others can't.
He was sitting there for a minute.
Come here,
Oh
Archer.
That was
no!
adorable.
Oh, he's run over. Oh dear, we're gonna have.
Buddy. He's a boy. He's a boy. Buddy boy.
Well, where should we start looking for this Gavin Billowbark?
Well, every day he tries to go to his intended's house. They live in the. She lives in the deep down, in the Northern Plaza.
Question. Question, GM.
Yes.
Can I make a check? Can I insight the Marchioness? Can I see if she, when she says intended or anything like that, is there like a sub meaning here? Does she got a thing for this halfling?
I kind of caught that too.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Does she have a thing for the halfling?
Okay, give me an insight.
Okay. I only have a +1 for this.
I don't want to make it awkward, but Ruby keeps
10.
sitting on her.
I mean, it's possible, but you don't get that.
Not
What
the
you
best
get
judge,
is
Darius.
yeah.
Darius
You
is the best
you
judge.
think she thinks this person is cute. How that does, where that lies is unknown to you.
Cute like a puppy or
Adorable.
All right. Well, what about this Gavin? Do you want us to help him in a way that he is not aware of, or do you want us to help him more directly?
Oh no!
You want us to
By all means, go and
wants
talk
to get rid of the
to
woman.
the lad.
Well, that's simple. Knowing where his intended lives is very useful. I have made a note of it. But also knowing where we can meet with this Gavin to speak with him would also be quite easy. Unless you would like to arrange a meeting later tonight.
Oh no, he tends to constantly stand at the fountain outside her house. It's getting a little bit
That.
He's passionate. Let's put it that way.
Artemix yet another note in his book, and he doesn't look so happy about that one.
Is his
What do
intended?
you want us
is
to do
she
exactly?
reciprocating this affection that he shows her?
Honestly, I don't know the long and the short of it. I owe him a favor from a long time ago, and I cannot really provide my normal services.
You need someone legitimate.
Oh, not even legitimate. I need... Well, imagine me sending a group of gangsters the other side of the city into areas not owned by my own crew, and having said gangsters be willing to do what might be a rather mediocre task, depending on how things go.
Yes, I believe this is something we can handle.
Also,
So
Gavin
what do
isn't
you-
very wealthy, and therefore a lot of my people just wouldn't even talk to him.
So what do you want us to do exactly? Do you want us to get rid of someone, or
I think that would be down to you and Gavin to decide.
what?
My understanding is we are to meet with this Gavin fellow and find out how we can help him get with the girl, so that he does not stand forlornly on this fountain anymore.
This is what we are reduced to.
If she is his intended, it seems to me that there is already something built between them, but the father is still standing in the way.
Well, why do not we speak to Gavin and find out what exactly the problem here is?
Very astute, Zeb. That is our next goal, I think. Thank you for the luncheon.
And for the
Marchioness.
recommendations, this was indeed very good onion soup.
By all means, I hope that you don't run into too much trouble, and I'll start digging, so to speak, into your predicament.
Now it could have been better.
Forgive me for asking, but are we going Liederungsland on the bill, or how is this going to be decided?
Oh, don't worry, they won't make you pay. She just looks at the waiter and he goes, yes, as this is all on the house. It is, trust me, it is fine.
In that case, I would like to show my appreciation, and I will pan the waiter 2 gold pieces.
Zedaar kind of just does the same.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much.
And thank you again, my lady. I am sure we will speak again soon.
Very well.
How's the heading to the deep downs now?
Yes, so you leave, and Zedaar, I think you're the only one with the perception high enough to hear this, but in the background as you leave, you hear a lot of shouting. And then you hear a large sort of crack, and all you see is you look back towards you and you see a bloodied waiter running into the building while the Marchioness wipes her hands.
I think she did not appreciate your comment about the salad being unsatisfactory.
Feta cheese could have been a higher quality, and and honestly, some of the lettuce was a little wilted.
Quality
Elliot, I
assurance
think
is
you are
very
a bit of an asshole.
I mean,
You act
What
without
kind of
regard to
aesthetic?
you act without regard to the well-being of others.
Darius, we are on an island with no farmland. Where did you expect to get fresh vegetables?
I don't know. Well, how about the place where they got the onions?
The onions were turned into broth. It doesn't matter how fresh they are.
No, it's still no. As somebody
So
who
I'm
does cook onion soup, it does actually matter how fresh those
I'm
onions
guessing
are.
this
God
is
damn it!
continuing whilst whilst
We're
you're
having
leaving.
this argument as we make our way to the deep downs.
No problem. So
You
you
can tell
can
them
matter
a
how much you
store-bought
think the
onion
food
with a
is good.
grown onion in your garden. The onion you grow in your garden is gonna be better.
Patria, a country that is well known for traveling food all over because it's based off the Holy Roman Empire. We basically invented roads, guys. You're welcome. And the concept of traveling food this far and keeping it fresh is a bit of a hot topic for him. And he is just fighting you on it.
Okay. But yes, you travel to the other island because the deep down is on the southern island.
Smash cut to us punching each other in the street.
It is the most southern area of Repri. You've passed through so you've basically gone from most north to most south. and you've passed through Shadowside. So you take a walk. You've gone past Pinatucci's, and now you have entered the Deep Down. It's very similar to the rat runs, far less cramped, however.
On our way here, and I just want to ask real quick. So we passed through the Yellow Hat Gang districts, and we probably also at one point passed through the Crimson Dragonflies, and we're moving into the Carminic Syndicate based on a Redberry map. Because Zedaar is making a note of this as well. Do we see any activity of them on the way here?
Yeah, anyone who wants to go ahead and make a perception.
Yeah, just like looking to see if we just catch sight of them, like keeping an eye out or noticing anything like that. And I will absolutely make a perception check for that.
Yeah, no.
Ron is always looking.
Ron is always looking.
Not the great roll for me.
17.
Darius with a 17.
Also, because I get my maneuver or whatever those points. I get my second win back. I get my combat superiority die back for the short rest. And what else do I get back at a short rest? 'Cause I think I used everything I physically had.
I think as a fighter, you essentially get everything on the short rest. I'm going to give the party
action surge. I get that back as well at a short rest.
Yeah.
Okay,
It's also
pretty much everything.
So
right.
Okay, so Zedaar and Braun notice when they're in the Yellow Hat territory, you see some clearly thugs dressed with they've got the various, like, some of them have like standard sort of hats with like a yellow feather or a yellow band on them. Others have dyed yellow hats. And you see a group of about 5 of them beating up a merchant. And just as you progress on, Darius, you notice when you're
sorry, but I see this, and I am going to have to intervene.
Okay.
I do not like people interfering with commerce.
No, don't.
Okay. Is that
Ruby is also going.
I will also follow.
Zedaar, are they actually? They're actually just like, this is kind of like they're doing this like a mugging, right? They're just kind of kicking him down and all so on and so forth.
2 of them have sticks, like batons. But yeah.
So as we're approaching past this, Zedaar would just kind of under his breath, he's going to channel magic, and I'm going to cast Sanctuary on that merchant.
Okay. Can you drag Sanctuary into the chat box?
I absolutely can. So basically, what it does is anybody who wants to attack them has to make a wisdom save. If they fail it, they have to choose a new target or forego the attack. So basically, this overwhelming force that they just don't want to hurt this guy kind of comes over them. They have to fight to try and do it.
Okay. I'm gonna roll
It's like a wisdom check every 6 seconds.
Wisdom here.
Do these vagrants?
DC has gone up
they
by
have
1. So right now they would have to make a DC 14 save.
Do these vagrants have like a specific look? Do they look like they're a part of a gang, or
These are Yellow Hat Gang members, I believe.
These are yellow hats. Yes, very clearly.
They're
yellow
wearing
hats.
yellow hats.
can I disguise self and make myself look like a yellow hat gang member?
Hold on for a moment. So you cast Sanctuary. 3 of them have failed. 2 of them succeeded. But the 3 of them start going, what? And they kind of like, what's going on? Do they realize? No,
I believe that will be up to your discretion.
I don't know if these guys are. It doesn't say, but it says they must choose a new target or
just choose not to attack. They can choose to do nothing.
So
they don't have to change their friends. They can't hurt the merchant anymore.
These guys are sort of being. So it's one of the ones with the stick, and then 2 of the others that were just like kicking. Kind of go, yeah. Just start egging on the 2 that can, and the other 2 just continue to fight.
And Wizard would say, if you wish to stop them, now would be the time.
I am going to walk over and using disguise self, I make myself look like a yellow hat gang member.
Describe how you are disguising yourself as a yellow hat gang member.
I'm going to make myself have a yellow hat.
Okay, and what's the rest of your clothes like?
I look like a human. I'm basically looking at what these gentlemen are wearing and having just similar style, but maybe a little bit more fancy.
Okay.
Fell into the trap. The higher rank you are, the worse you look. You look more trashy. It's like an orc.
Opposite of the Marchioness, obviously.
Yeah. Okay. So Valmir, what are you doing? And Zep, are you also going over?
Oh yeah, I've immediately gone over. Yeah.
So I'm with how this has worked, because obviously Valmir, you needed to go find somewhere to go and cast a magic in thing. Zep, you're there first. Zep, what are you doing?
So I am still on Bronze Shoulder as we are kind of passing, and Zedaar has done his sanctuary, and I will engage them saying, excuse me, what has this man done to incur your wrath in this way?
Well, Bartholomew here didn't pay up, did you? And he spits on the down merchant. They've all stopped beating the man now, who is very bloodied. Probably in terms of, you'd say, beaten with an inch of his life kind of thing. This man is.
That's
like,
a real shame. That's a real shame. That's a real shame. Give me all your money, or I do the same to you.
Oh no!
Not very nice, is it?
Gonna get.
I don't
jumped.
think you know where you are.
I know
exactly
how I
where I
like
am.
people treating those who engage in commerce as your man there. There are better ways of extracting money from the economy than beating people up.
It's not my problem.
It's about to
but
be.
you are making it ours.
Gonna beat him up 10 minutes later. 30 of them are gonna come around the corner. Yeah, it was that. I did it. I did it. It's gonna.
I am a man of words. I do not like violence where it can be avoided. Is there a way that we can part amicably, where you stop the offenses against this man now?
I legitimately want one of them to roll if they can understand what amicably means.
We're not in the Seven Crests anymore.
No, the one that's doing the speaking does. He understands, but he at least understands the intention.
They do understand context clues.
And at this point, I have jumped down from Braun and I've kind of approached them, so I'm probably closer.
You've become less intimidating, is what you're doing.
Oh, much. But Braun's still looming behind me and is kind of emphasizing just how big he is. Like, we've done this before.
Oh.
He crouches down to your level.
Mitch.
So, you want to pay for this man's problems? He gives the dude a little bit of another kick.
Make a wisdom save.
This is one of the ones that passed. Or is it every time?
They have to do it every time.
Oh, it's every
Every
time.
It's every time.
Yeah.
So I literally he goes to
Sanctuary is actually
Natural
really
one.
good.
It's just like-
Natural one.
So he tries to kick this guy, and it's like his heart's on it, and he's just like he wants to kick him so
Does he
bad.
divert target to one of his friends? He kicks his one.
No, because he's crouched down, so he'd have to nut shot someone. So he just goes, "You're not worth it." But it's clear that he's tried and couldn't, and he's just tried to phase it off.
Our smile is just getting wider and wider, which doesn't remind you, he doesn't have lips, so it's super creepy looking.
You see yourself, you are saying it is not worth the effort that you are placing into this right now. Let the man go.
See, I'm under orders to either, well, get him how he is now, or get our payment. So I would suggest you let us finish up here.
Ruby's just
Or you
holding
pay
her
up.
shoulders, popping some joints. There's a bit of fire flicking up her hands. Oh, yeah.
Darius comes up because he sees this is going to be a thing and he can't avoid it. Darius comes up. And also, he rolled very, very high. He comes up and he goes, "All right. Why don't we do this? You get one
He
shot on
stands
me.
up.
I'll give you one free shot.
I want you to hit me as hard as you can."
fact, I will make it easy for you because you are a bully and you will only hit those who are smaller than you. Try to hit me. I'm going to cast Sanctuary on myself. And if you cannot hit me, you leave this man alone. I want to see the pride in your fight.
No, he doesn't.
You have subtle cast.
I'm casting it. Just like
so, you have a verbal submission. You just get a small silver mirror out.
double check. Actually, took Sanctuary.
It's a very noticeable spell.
Yeah, as we were moving through the crowd and saw this, so you're just straight front and center on this.
In front of him, you've just pulled out a silver mirror, gone like this. I'm like in the hey, or whatever the spell words are.
Now hit me.
Hit me.
Yeah.
I'm not hitting you.
Right.
Yeah.
You just cast magic on yourself. I've seen Yu-Gi-Oh. That's a trap card right there.
I wanna make myself. I mean, I'm me. I'm Darius is Darius. He comes up and goes, you get one shot on me, and I get one shot back. Whoever's standing, we'll see. I want to intimidate him.
Go for it. Give you an intimidation.
Ruby has been providing assistance even though she's like
I know.
her arms are on
I'll
fire.
let you give you advantage because he's been distracted as well by a gnome doing magic.
Whatever that was.
Yeah,
Just with the mirror,
totally
like,
forgot.
It's just like doing
Yeah.
it.
My threats would just be
Intimidate.
verbal, but I'll admit I am small, so it probably doesn't have that much of an effect.
I'm also going to add a D8 because I'm using a superiority die on this. So 20. Oh, it's advantage. So just 1 second, because you gave me the intimidation.
Yeah, I did.
Yep. 20.
20. Also, Zedaar, give me a perception check.
Sure.
We're getting surrounded by 30 of these guys.
There's
This
a
guy.
reason that after I did that, I didn't get any closer.
16.
I wasn't going to engage, but some people decided we're going to make it a thing.
So this guy has a +5 to
Right?
this. And I roll a 7. Fantastic. You know what? Let's go. He undoes his shirt, takes his shirt off.
I'll keep your shirt on. Nobody wants to see
hands
the
it.
flab.
He's got he's got like, but he keeps like the suspenders on his trousers on, and he like goes into like a sort of boxing stance, and
Right. This is where we find out Darius is a glass jaw.
This is where we find that out.
Hey, I don't want to hear from you, you son of a bitch.
We know Darius doesn't have a glass jaw. I saw the hit he took from the mud elemental.
Excremental.
That's true. He did basically just twirl in place as he got hit by that thing, and he didn't die.
I'm standing.
Yeah. One. Well, he took one, and then he went down after that.
Chat's saying they want to see the rolls for this, by the way.
oh yeah, no.
You got one more. Oh. As he goes down.
I took the right. I couldn't handle the jab.
Yeah.
So
It was the smell that put me off.
I'm sorry, Mitch. Have we just totally derailed everything?
it's cool.
No, we're waiting for him
the
to work
first
this out. Yeah. No, I'm expecting to just die. I'm expecting to get hit by brass knuckles or something.
Does a
Go on,
19
nat 20,
hit your AC?
please.
Oh, definitely.
Okay. So you take
No chance it would miss.
you take what is this?
38 damage.
Oh shit! I done fucked up.
It's a D4 plus 3.
Whatever the name of the One Punch Man character is. I forget. I
That was
haven't
my
watched it.
trauma.
You take 6 points of bludgeoning damage as
Fuck, that is actually bad.
as you take a massive sort of left hook to the side of the face, and then as the fist passes you, you notice the glisten on his hand, which is now covered in a slight amount of your blood.
So he was wearing some knuckles, was he?
Probably.
Okay, great. All right. So
Now I have to use a weapon.
Did I?
no,
did
hold
I
on,
notice-
hold on.
Did my perception check lead to anything, or did I miss
Yes.
what I was missing?
No, you saw one of them leave.
They get the 30 other guys. Zedaar
is oh, I want to follow him so bad, but splitting the party's a bad idea. So Zedaar just kind of makes a mental note of that, and he I wish I had like a clock watch I could step. He's like, we are on the time limit now.
We got weeks. So here's the thing I want to do, Midge. And I want you to tell me if I can do this. All right. So Darius takes the hit. It's bad. It's bad. It's probably a tooth that's a bit looser than it was before.
You still have teeth?
It's like
no, I still got teeth. Darius has been in a fight or two in his life. But he also knows that if you play fair, you lose. So really the only question is when you cheat, not if you cheat. So Darius wants to make it look like he's going to give him like a left, like he wants to make it look like he's a left-hander and he's gonna make a left, but he has a semi-indestructible wooden cane with a metal tip on it in his right hand that he's using to steady himself, looking like he's got white in his hair and everything. He looks like an older gentleman.
He's gonna.
I want to crack his skull in half with this cane. Yes.
Roll to an attack.
This is what we call an escalation of.
But I want it to him to not see it coming. So can I do a sleight of hand check to see if that happens?
A feint.
Can I do a feint? That's what I'm saying. I do it
because you're trying to distract. See, sleight of hand is for hand subtlety more than anything. As this is a distraction, a feint, I would say this would be a performance check.
Performance check? Hold on. I think I might actually be able to use a superiority die on that.
I do want to clarify.
It's all I got.
So Zedaar did not follow after that individual. He did make his way in the direction they went, but he is not following after them. He's just kind of making his way down there and keeping an eye out for anyone coming back. If he could step into a side alley to do that, that'd be amazing.
No worries. Yeah. You can do so.
No. So that's right. I actually can use it as a performance check.
Yeah.
I can add to that. So just gotta make sure I mark that down. Just gonna roll performance here, which I did not put anything into, but
I need to now work out
13. It wasn't a good roll on either side.
Okay. Roll an attack.
All right.
So with the crane, so this will be an improvised weapon.
Yeah, which I think I'm still proficient in because I'm a fighter. So
yeah,
I think I get simple and martial weapons.
Improvised.
I think the only thing I'm not proficient in is.
I think actually rules is written. You are not proficient in improvised weapons.
Yeah, I don't think.
But assuming this cane acted as some form of club, you could. That would.
I mean, that's what I'm assuming it is. I'm using it as a club.
This isn't. I know you're using it as, but it's not. It's intended purpose.
What's an improvised weapons class?
So specifically, you need to take Tavern Brawler to be proficient in improvised weapons.
So. Improvised weapons can include any objects you can wield in one or two hands, such as broken glass, a table leg, frying pan, or a wagon wheel, or a dead goblin.
But I would make the argument. Midge, because I know you like Edwardian and Victorian era stuff. There is a martial art that existed specifically for upper class gentlemen to use canes as a weapon, and canes have been used as weapons for upper class individuals ever since they existed. So I'm just pointing it out.
You're not Darius, from one of those areas, so...
I am a knight, which is an upper-class gentleman.
An upper-class gentleman from a more medieval setting.
Well, it's a cane. The cane exists in this
You're
world.
the man riding the horse, not the guy being shooting the guy off of the horse.
Darius doesn't own a horse.
This is an improvised weapon, so you do... You
can always turn it into a fucking sword halfway through the swing.
I will say that because
I would rather not.
Because there is a rule for it, because it is similar to a weapon you are proficient with, e.g. if you're using it like a sword or using it like a mace, I would let you have proficiency bonus.
Yeah, I mean, I'm more using it like a club, I would say, because a mace actually has like a striking surface, but the
like a big metal pommel.
Yeah. Well, I
Yeah.
guess mace. Yeah, I guess you're right. Okay, yeah, mace. So I'm just gonna. So that's a +2 proficiency plus strength. So right, it's strength proficiency and a d20. So
Yeah.
Okay, so that's math. Yeah. Okay. One second. Because I can just do this. Just I don't have it up. I've got 3 different. I got like 2 different charts because it came from 2 different areas. Yeah, I'm gonna use another one just for precision strike. All right, so +7 and to that 9, so that's 16.
So
to hit.
16. This
I'll
guy's
mark that
AC
down.
is 11, so you hit. So
Yeah.
for a improvised weapons, it is 1.
It's gonna be
So it does
strength.
1d4. Yeah, 1d4 plus your strength.
Okay, so 1d4 plus 3. Six.
You're clocking back the exact same amount.
Yeah.
And so you go.
I want to point out he's a common thug, so proportionally, I hurt him a lot more.
don't know that he's a common thug.
I am making a classist assessment of him
So
as a person.
you pick
Typical
up
rich
the
fella.
yeah.
you so you just pick up the you do like a little catch in the air of the cane and just sideswipe him, clock him across the opposite side of the jaw with just a similar thwap. And it's just like you have essentially both got the exact same mark on either side of your jaws. And you just kind of, but he goes, and you both kind of just stood there, not quite sure where this goes now.
And now I am quite sure that the toll in blood has been
What
exerted.
was that?
And here,
A love tap?
payment has been extracted.
All right, lads, let's go. We'll make sure the boss hears of this. And they walk away. The merchant is
The yellow
like
hats will remember
bubbling
that.
in, the merchant's, it's like bubbling in blood right now.
Oh God! He's-
I will head over to the merchant and see
You
if
just save a dying man.
I will also call out for Zedaar. This man could use your tending.
As they start to walk away, Zedaar just like steps out of the shadows of the alley and just walks past them. Just still that creepy dragonborn smile on his face. Seems so satisfied with his actions. We'll make his way up to the merchant and pull out the healer's kit.
Hold on, I will make you feel better.
Okay, so strike off the use of your healer's kit.
Sure.
Once
it's a
the
d6 plus
individual
4 plus hit dice, so we'll just do that. So he gets 6 back plus whatever how many hit dice he has.
He's a
Assuming
commoner.
so.
he
Yeah,
doesn't-
I'm assuming he's a commoner. Probably not that big a deal. He's probably fine.
Yeah, he's now. He actually looks healthier than.
I was gonna say I feel better than I have my whole life.
Yeah, it's like he's
That
just
crooked
like
my back is gone!
you
even
managed to
took care of the
stop the
cancer,
bleeding.
sir.
You managed to stop the bleeding on his head wound. His syphilis is gone. Like it's just.
It works many miracles.
You cured my
dude.
blindness, sir. It's gone.
I can see.
Can I actually tell you
Not
what
before.
this guy is?
Huh?
Can I tell
Yeah,
what this guy is?
From the looks of his tools and the apron on it, he looks to be a cobbler.
Okay.
Um,
I will ask him, are you a paid member of the Cobblers Guild?
yeah, I am. He's like,
Then perhaps
and
you should seek
he's
a form of
he's like-
protection from them. I understand this is a difficult city to work in, but your dues do award you some kind of protection.
Unfortunately, the guilds here pay their dues to the yellow hats. They are kind of the the guild at this point. I just
am the guild.
I've been struggling a bit because another store opened up just slightly down the road, and I couldn't pay him this month. It's just how things are. But thank you, kind people. I've got to go now.
Yeah, do not forget to take your
you
things
owe
with you.
them?
8 silver.
Ursula rubs his forehead like we really got involved in this over all that for 8.
Sorry, it's just like hunched over, just going.
I will pass him 1 gold piece and say, make sure that your dues are paid up next time.
Why didn't you make
Thank you,
that?
sir.
Why didn't you
Thank
ask
you, sir.
first?
I knew that's what it was going to be, but I didn't want to interrupt.
Yeah, I knew it was going to be a tiny amount, but
Yeah,
it's a merchant. I mean,
you guys,
Why didn't you ask?
like I said, you guys have been meant to moose rig your way through life here. Like, people live on like a copper a week in the rat runs.
Yeah,
Like,
exactly. Zedaar's like, we're going to intervene because it's the right thing to do, not because it's a trivial point of money. I expected Darius, of all people, to be like, how much? How much does he owe you?
Oh, Darius is a frugal son of a bitch. He's not going to pay anybody else's money. Why the fuck would he give
dear.
them money?
Valbir, you come out of the alleyway, changed into one of these yellow hats, and you see that they've all gone.
look out. There's another one there.
There's another one.
You might want
Hats
to
at the
leave
ready.
now. This may be about to escalate.
Good. I could use a
I
fight.
think precisely that it is not perhaps the best thing for me to still be having this disguise on. So I will. Can I like just drop the hat part?
Yeah, I'll let you just drop the hat part.
Does it just absorb into the head slowly?
I'm just gonna pretend to take it off, and just gonna disappear.
Oh, That's a cool
The
trick.
merchant leaving.
The merchant's gone. Yeah, the merchant's gone.
Okay.
So it could be a magician, like a children's magician.
Probably
make better money.
But you progress on, I'm guessing, towards the
I
deep
will
down.
also hand a gold piece over to Darius. The guilds always pay their debts. You have stood up for one of our own, and for that I thank you.
Swollen. I'm not gonna not take it. Take the money.
See if we get
And,
into any trouble in the next district, guys.
I did look at the map after this. I was like, oh crap, they're the ones that control the bridge. Great.
I was gonna say we just made enemies of our only way over.
To be fair, we were already enemies with them because these guys don't like the Jackals gang.
But we have a cover story. We're not working for the Jackals. Our most public thing we've done has been for the
We pay the Jackals for protection. That's the cover story.
Thank you.
That's why they don't like us.
We should
But
move on.
yeah, yes. Darius, as you're going through the Crimson Dragonflies territory, you notice there seems to be a sort of it looks like a dry cleaners. Sort of, a wash house. Not there's no like laundromat, but there's like a load of people cleaning clothes. But out the back of it, you notice some unusual piping and a few people going into the back entrance, and also someone getting rolled out of the back entrance, unconscious.
Oh, this because I made my previous.
Yeah. You made a perception check.
checks.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah, this was the travel check.
Right. I've already been assaulted, so I make no.
I'm just trying to work out how much.
I did specifically invite it.
I'm just trying to work out how much Batmaning the party wants to do in Gotham City. That's all I'm doing. So
Darius, preferably none.
okay, so
I'm the
you
merchant being accosted in the
distinctly
street, so
Bruce
I'm not
Wayne. I'm distinctly Bruce Wayne. Not Batman. It's the slash
so
alter ego.
you finally get to the deep down. Deep down, like I said, looks very much like the rat runs. Less of these extra wooden buildings and such. This is a more Rienian design of building. There's a lot more timber frame builds as well, and a lot more thatching in sort of the architecture. The roads are wider here also than the rat runs, and there is like two main plazas, the northern one and the southern one. The southern one has a massive market, and that's also where the Karamanic Syndicate's warehouses tend to be. Yeah. There's also, you notice there's a lot more people of Orcish descent and goblinoids in this area that have made their home as you're wandering the streets.
What do you think the odds are that our friend Gavin here has fallen in love with a goblin?
I
was more thinking it was
couldn't-
probably a noble.
couldn't articulate how much I don't care.
I think you
Shock
just
of no
did.
one. Okay, so you
No,
get to
I
the
didn't.
north.
That's the point. Good.
You arrive at the Northern Plaza. I'm just gonna keep trying to cycle on because I'm guessing there's nothing else you guys want to do.
Is there another downtrodden we can get stuck in with? Then we can.
And the Northern Plaza is a very open area. There's a few market stalls. There's a fountain in the center, and at the fountain you see a halfling gentleman in a sort of working man suit, a bundle of flowers in his hand, and a small hat that he's also grasping, just looking up at a building across the road from him.
Right? We have
Is
located
it-
Gavin.
If like a boombox existed, would my heart go on, be like blazing?
Maybe.
Never gonna give you up.
Yeah.
Oh, my lover, my darling. Just a little lighter, like. Anyway.
Baby, come back.
Oh dear.
I say we approach him. Let us speak with him.
More references. Need
Okay.
more.
Are you going towards them as a group?
Might as well.
Okay.
Yep.
I'm going to be inspecting the fountain. I'm more interested in that.
Okay. Sure thing. Give me an investigation check.
Sorry, you don't need to make a big thing of this. It's just what Zed would do. It's like, ooh, architecture.
I'm going. I'm doing it. I'm giving you a thing of the fountain. Okay.
More interested in the infrastructure of this island.
But yes.
An engineer.
So he is completely transfixed on this building. Hasn't even noticed you guys approach.
Hello
Gavin,
there.
Guess we sit beside him.
All right.
Just sit down, right? Everybody sit down next to him. So, how you doing?
Do I know you?
No.
oh,
All right.
We know you.
Right. How?
well,
Mutual friend.
yes.
Right. Oh,
We understand you have a problem, Gavin.
wait. Oh, did the Marchioness send you? Oh, that accent has gone. No, sorry, I apologize. Right. Yeah, I'm trying to hold on.
He only says that way when he's scared. It's okay.
It's it's the Marchioness. It's saying Marchioness for me in
It's a
sort
word.
of
It is definitely a word. Q is not a word you can fake with an accent, I'm afraid. It's very difficult.
It's one of those
Sorry,
ones that's
I'll
just
let
like
her-
I can say Marchioness as myself, and I can say it in certain accents, but if I try and do it in others, I'm going somewhere else.
That word just like, wait, what?
Right. Right. Okay. You've been sent by the It's gonna go again. Marchioness.
We understand you need help with your intended.
Oh, thank the heavens. Oh, you're here. You're here about me and my Alice. Oh, blessed be the day. Blessed be the day. Oh, she brings me such happiness. And we're meant to be married. Yes, we're meant to be married. And but her father, he won't let her out. He won't let her see me anymore.
So you need us to kill the father.
No, I need you to help me and get my Alice far away from here. I'm just sticking with the Kiwi that this guy has become.
So, this Alice, your intended, how is it that she became your intended? Did you propose to her, or what is the situation? Tell us a story, Gavin.
No, please don't.
Sing us the song of your people.
I'm so glad you asked. Me and Alice met 5 moons ago. No, 15 moons ago. It was a beautiful night. We sailed out to Sea Dragon Island and watched the sun go down. Ignore the seagull.
Do you want me to shove your head into the water and hold you there, Darius?
It might be preferable.
And we just sat there once together.
Is Zedaar the only person paying attention at this point?
I think so.
I will mention that Braun is like probably sitting on the other side to him, completely enraptured.
Yeah, okay.
Oh, Braun likes rom-coms. That's awesome.
Like, we are just
awesome.
And after the sun went down, we just lied there. How the moon speckled through her ginger hair. Oh, Alice, till we can be together again. Yeah, but you said you can help me, yes?
Oh. Depends. What do you want?
Well, if you can help get her out and get her to me, we can go. We can go far away from here, maybe to the mainland. Oh, maybe we'll go over to the other continent and Solomon and explore the world. If you can help me get her around her father, the world will be our oysters.
Right. Does she also want this?
Oh, yes, so much.
All right. So what kind of collateral damage are we talking about? If you don't want to be here, does that mean you need any type of intact safety net here after you leave?
I already sold my business to pay for the wedding, and
all right, bad move, but okay.
I am ready to start my life with her. If only she can join me in it.
Back. Yeah, back. Don't start. No more long soliloquies. Back.
Okay.
So you just need her away from her father.
Yeah.
Okay.
Why do you not simply pay the dowry? It is so much simpler.
Well,
what is the dowry?
That is a good question.
What? How much money is the dowry?
Isn't one.
I think I see what the problem here in this transaction is. You do not have the money for it.
Money wouldn't matter.
Money always matters.
Not to her father. He doesn't approve because he wants her to marry one of the gang. His old gang.
And who is this?
Yeah. What gang?
The Yellow Hat Gang?
Oh, this makes it infinitely easier at this point. Why don't you just join the gang?
I wrote just as a note to the audience. I wrote this ages ago with no intention of them ever having that previous interaction.
The narrative writes itself, Midge. Let the players get into their own messes.
Let it happen. Let it happen. So, okay, we found the legion of this playthrough. We found the yellow hats.
Just happened to be in the middle of everything.
Burn it down. Why don't Why don't you just join the Yellow Hats so that you can get approval and then leave?
I think it is because he owns a business, and we have seen how pro-business they are.
Well, that and I have worked with other groups in my past, and they don't like
Those
that.
being.
I've traded with with the Seven Crests, with the Guards, with the with the Jackals, with the Crimson Dragonflies, and also.
So you are an independent salesman, is what you are telling us, yeah?
Yes, they don't like independent salesmen.
Yeah,
Right. So, question is, all right. As far as I'm seeing, it doesn't. If we could do this quick in and out without too much trouble, because I'm okay with. I don't. Do you have a way of getting off the island like within an hour?
As in an hour of now?
Within an hour, no. Okay.
I'm asking you. As in, you're about to do it right now, and you need me to go sort something.
But there's a possibility. I'm asking. Do you have a go bag? Can you leave now?
Yeah, I mean, I've been hiding my bag in the fountain, and he pulls out a
waterlogged bag.
A waterlogged bag, which Zep, you definitely noticed. There was a bag like over one of the vents of the fountain.
Next time, I would suggest you coat the bag in oil or grease. It will make it waterproof. Right now, you just have a
getting an oilskin bag as well. That would have been just off the bat, just oilskin.
But we are getting onto other things here. He has shown us that he is ready to go, but do you actually have travel off the island?
I can find many a boat off this island. If you can give me the time.
If you had to leave right now, could you leave?
Not this very second. One, Alice isn't with me, and I would be lost without her.
It's a hypothetical question. Gareth.
Gavin,
whatever.
How long would it take you
That was in character. By the way.
Yeah, so was that reply. I mean, what is actually happening? I need to get a hold of myself.
Possibly.
Come on, Gavin.
We still have to agree on payment.
Wait, do you say payment?
Actually, did we question? Hold on. Whatever your name is. Huddle group talk. Why are we doing this again?
Well, it's because you were stuffing your face with a salad. You would have known why we're doing this.
It's a trade of flavors.
Got it. So how far are we willing to go with this? Does anyone else have a suggestion to how to finish this? Are we going to talk it out, or are we just gonna
kill her father?
I mean, I don't think we should put that out of our options until we've gotten to that point.
We may not even need to help her escape. For all we know, we could be able to prove this Gavin's capability. What if we show the father that he is more capable than this Yellow Hat member?
I don't think that. Can I look at Gavin and get appraise him as a?
Did we get the impression that we're going to need a Disney montage training episode to get this guy up to speed?
I just want to check quickly. Like, does he look like he could do anything?
Let's get down to business.
Do I have to roll something?
You're
for that?
looking at sort of no, it's not hard. You're looking at like Merry Brandybuck pre-Rohan.
Yeah, that's not going to happen, Zedaar. I don't think that's gonna. I don't think he could fight a cat.
He doesn't have to do it himself. That's why we are here.
Yeah, I think he does, because I'm not fighting for him.
Powerful friends can account for a whole lot.
I mean, I could have travel arrangements sorted by the end of the day.
is a
To
group
answer your
huddle.
previous question.
Does she want to leave with you?
Oh, so much. Oh, so
Insight
much.
check.
Yeah, insight check on that. I don't
Yeah.
Does she love you?
yeah.
Is this straight dice? I don't know if it is.
Yeah, we gotta show up. All right, we're here for Gavin hired us. She's got
Yeah.
Gavin, that loser. What?
You believe his sincerity.
I believe his sincerity.
Here is what I say we do. Let us knock on the door and try and have a conversation with the intended's father. Speak with him, gain an understanding, perhaps speak with this Alice as well, and just assure that everyone is aware of what is going on.
I have an idea. And the Marchioness is a feared individual, yes? People respect her.
Not
And such-
necessarily here.
Yes,
Right.
this is not
From the
her domain.
walloping she gave that waiter. I would.
The implication being, if we happen to say the Marchioness has a special interest in making sure Gavin and his betrothed end up together, and that there might be poor results.
I don't think that's gonna fly, given the fact that he is a stated former member of a rival gang, and also wants that rival gang to be his daughter to marry into the rival gang. I don't think that's gonna fly. I think that might actually hurt the whole situation
note,
if we mention that.
The reason she also sent us down here is because she cannot trust the Seven Crests to do this work. We are about as far from their territory as we can get.
Yes.
Very well. I just thought it was an
Also, I
idea.
don't know how quickly information spreads because we did just directly fight. I mean, it was a one-punch fight, but we fought one of
Yes.
their, I guess, mid-level managers.
I imagine we'll be hearing from them before too long.
Good. I could use a good fight.
I'd just rather not.
That's because, and she will walk up to Darius and go, "Ah, you smell like a bitch."
Oh, well,
Hold
that's
on. Hold on.
That's very funny, miss.
Hold on.
If you
Hold
are
on.
going to...
No, shut it. Shush, Gavin. Shush. So here's the thing.
Walks up to the door.
I was gonna say we're like that close. I had to roll to see if Darius would just hit Ruby. But no.
And the party murders each other. Great. Zephyron and Zedaar start a new campaign somewhere else.
Yeah.
Oh, man.
Ruby dies, you all explode. New characters, please.
No, if anything, Ruby and Darius would take each other down. Sheer spite.
You don't know what the marks do.
You don't know what the mark is.
Oh, so I can just be a suicide bomber now. Yes.
It's very quickly just because
Well, just to clarify, in terms of Twitch, we do not condone the use of the idea of.
because we've been using so many references to Fallout New Vegas, it just becomes dead money. These are the bomb callers. If one of us dies, we all go up, guys.
Did anybody else see that really horrible mod that came out of Frontier or something like that? There's
No, we're moving on. We're moving on because we're
little part, and I'm sure somebody said just explodes out of nowhere.
Shut up! So just to cover myself again and the component cast, we do not condone the actions or use of certain elements of terror attacks.
Yes.
Continuing on, as the dog goes to the door,
effective.
the rest of you see Gavin jump into the fountain to hide.
Star just knocks on the door.
You knock on the door and like one of those like crossbeam like window slats just goes, and then there's nothing there, and then you see a set of eyes step up.
Hello there. I am Zedaar Wystongjir, and I was wondering if you have a moment to speak with an interested party.
About what?
Investment opportunity, any number of things. I represent interests in the noble region of the city.
Right. What about?
Well, if you let me step inside, I'd be happy to tell you.
You just hear it. You're not stepping inside. Everyone is going from like everyone is just like sort of from the oceanic region apparently today.
The only thing I can think of is we're here for your daughter, Chuck.
Very well. Could I perhaps have anyone from inside arrange to have a luncheon with me out here?
No, we'll converse through the door.
Right. Okay.
What is your,
Sorry.
may I inquire as to your name? My good.
I'm assuming sir. Sounds like he has a masculine voice.
My name is Patches Billowbark. No, Foglefoot. Billowbark is the other dude.
It's like, wait a second.
His father? This makes it a lot worse.
He's trying to put up with his sister? No wonder he's stopping him.
Foglefoot, sorry. I read the wrong line. Foglefoot.
Patches Foglefoot. Okay.
Oh. Patches father. Well, that's
Foglefoot.
definitely a halfling, so that's not a problem.
It is to my understanding you have a. Are you? Am I to assume that you are the father of the household?
That would be correct.
And you have a lovely daughter named Alice,
I
whom you
have a
have
daughter
interest
named Alice.
for.
Oh, that's not how you ask that question. That's not how you ask that question.
You hear a second.
Is that the cocking of a crossbow?
Shotgun.
Shotgun loading.
Allow me to finish.
And that she is currently, you have currently interest for her to arrange with a fine young gentleman from the Yellow Hat gang, correct?
Not just a fine young gentleman, the fine young gentleman.
The fine young gentleman.
He is so fine. How fine was
It turns out to be the guy I punched. That's
Not so
It's
fine.
like, that's an idea. I need to do that.
This individual's name, perhaps I could get that as well. If you would be so kind.
Give me a persuasion check with disadvantage.
Sure.
I'm not gonna lie to you, boss. Darius is about one other obfuscated question away from just breaking the door down.
Well, I got a 19 and a 14, so 14.
Oh my god, your persuasion! You have a disadvantage on persuasion checks?
No,
He
this
gave me
was with
disadvantage.
this was disadvantage.
Oh, okay. I didn't hear that part. I was gonna say, what's wrong with Zedaar?
If you don't know who the man from the Yellow Hat gang is, I wouldn't be asking. Now get away from my front door, or I'll fill you with shot.
Oh, that was a shotgun loading.
And then he just slides the window slat across.
Well, don't threaten me with a good time.
All right, I'm gonna take a.
Darius looks at the group.
All right, so he is a little more protective
and as
than
you
I imagined.
As you step back from the door, you see that there is a waist height slot that had opened that also then just closes.
Right. Okay.
Oh,
So vibe check. We good with the loud option.
And with that,
No.
we're going to go to our break. So join us for 5 to 10 minutes because we're slightly over where our normal break time is. Join us in 5 to 10 minutes. We'll be back with the next part of this. We'll see you soon. Go stretch, grab yourself some drinks, and we'll be right back.
Nice.
And we are back.
Specifically a paladin. Hey, yes, we're back. Hi.
Hey guys, just a quick thing. We're slightly back earlier than I normally would be on these breaks and such. We're actually going to be cutting the session here, the standard D&D session here. Lambert isn't feeling very well. He's had to pop up, and I don't really want to continue running the session without two people here. He's kindly enough left his camera on, so we don't have to resize our cameras. So we're just going to do a quick sort of. We're going to end the playing of the campaign here. We're just going to be doing some talking as the cast for a little while, and then probably bring this to a natural close, just so you're not outdone for your normal set of viewership. We were just discussing. We're gonna just chat stuff. Probably a lot of D&D related stuff. I'll talk about the world and stuff, and maybe we can go into our characters a little bit. Talk D&D. If you guys have any questions in chat as well that you might want to ask, feel free to throw some conversation our way. Blake, you were just saying you got new dice, and I now have to see these dice. That is the rule
these are
of
based
being
off of
clickety-clackety math rock dog.
Yeah, these are based off of a character I made. His name is Baron Coalheart. He is a paladin who is dedicated to a phoenix. So these are kind of like your charcoal red and black with gold letterings, but he's also a paladin, so I have a divine smite dice just because it amuses me.
No relation to Ruby whatsoever.
Are they?
Not in this world.
Oh, okay, not in this world. Okay, cool. Oh, something D&D related that I picked up this week. It came out at the same time as Van Richter's Guide to Ravenloft, which I haven't picked up myself yet.
I have in two different forms. It's over there on my bookshelf. I have been a big fan of it. Very good stuff in it.
Okay, cool. I might talk to you about that and see if we might be able to get something going that's a bit discussion based on that. Maybe something. Sure. Maybe if the viewers would like that. I picked up a supplement that I caught actually on Twitter, and then I bought it through DM's Guild.
Oh, is it the one you sent me?
Yeah, I sent you. It's called
Playing Dead.
Playing Dead. Yeah, it's load of classes and race types for playing the dead in 5e to kind of go along with it. So it's like. It plays on the idea of instead it's playing the undeath, so it's what happens when a normal PC dies. You can become sort of these versions of PCs.
It's funny that you mentioned that because there's something for that in this book.
Yes, that's the point. They got early access and things. Whereas like we love this idea, we expanded upon it, sort of thing.
Oh, okay, cool.
Yeah, it's like multiple classes and subclasses. It's pretty fleshed out.
Yeah, it's a really, really lovely supplement. I'm going to try and get it up.
I think there's even specific like the druids have specific circles.
Yes, there's two circles: circle of the swarm and circle of the infestation and stuff. So it's like very Resident Evil sort of. I am a druid of bugs and death. Playing Dead. There it is. Hold on.
I guess there's not much to life.
I'm going to see if I can get this up on screen.
Life is so I'd love to be a necromancer, an undead necromancer, because then you're just like 2 steps below a lich, if you wanted to.
I am a huge fan of the undead warlock patron that has come out in this book, and I wanted to play with the concept of using that for a character, a character whose ultimate goal, they're very morally ambiguous, and their goal is like, I want to be a lich, like. That's my goal.
For one, I love the cover art for this. It's really cool. I've got it up on my stream. On the stream.
Ooh, that is nice.
Yeah, and there's a really cool. I'm not all the way through it. I'm tempted to do a review of it once I've finished it. But they'd have like a section for like where you become undead and you play as like someone. So it's got your classes and schools. But then there's a thing where you can become a greater undead eventually. So you could go but they don't just do evil, they also do good. So there's like becoming a martyr and like someone who's died for like a good cause and stuff, which is I've really liked. They've also got new feats and spells as well, which are really cool. And they also gave a guide for like how standard spells and also how healing would work on someone who's undead, and like they gave new existing spells flavor and such. And it is some really cool stuff in this. This is my read at the moment.
I give it a good skim through. To the 3rd edition, where you had inflict wounds and cure wounds, and inflict wounds worked at the opposite undead because negative damage healed undead.
That still happens in 5e, doesn't it, with certain undead? They get healed by necrotic.
Yeah, certain enemies, well, no, not in the base one, but I know in 5th edition foes, what we use, Midge, there are quite a few that get healed by necrotic damage. But that's because they're
of official material, but
they're importing from 1st and 2nd edition, so that makes sense. A thing back in the day. I gave this a good skim through. I thought it'd be a really great idea if you wanted to do maybe not like a full campaign, but if you wanted to do like a mini campaign or a one shot. To have everybody be undead and do an evil party. That it's perfect for like an evil undead party. I would love the
first thought that comes to mind is I love the idea of you have a campaign, or say you can do it as a one shot, where the players wake up and they dead, and you realize it's like a level 15 party that failed their ultimate destination and they're trying again. That seems like an amazing concept to me.
Yeah. That'd be quite a fun one to run. I liked the paladin. They flipped it instead of like detect undead and like turn undead for the cleric. They have detect life and turn life, good. Which is I love this piece of art here as well. Those with the two undead paladins there.
Has anybody heard? Because has anybody read or heard the audiobook format for us? Because it's something that this I think fits pretty well in. But it's a book. You know the guy who does Zero Punctuation?
Yahtzee.
Yahtzee. Yeah, Yahtzee. He did a book a while ago. It's been like, I don't know, maybe 10 years or something like that. It's been a while. But he did a book, and the concept is it's the perspective of an undead minion, but in an MMORPG from that minion's perspective, and he's gained sentience essentially inside the world and everything like that.
I like that.
I've been trying to culminate a campaign setting that is that concept. Is just the player NPCs become sentient in an MMORPG setting, or the players are the players in an MMORPG setting, and I want to integrate all the aspects of that.
Beth can attest. I have asked this question several times, and I always ask her, do you think players would like the idea of a campaign where they are players playing an MMO and abiding by the rules of that world?
That's what I want. That's what I want so much, because you could also integrate other things into it and kind of play into that. Because I mean, it'd be tongue in cheek. Because I don't think you could do a super serious on it.
Like you can still have the interesting story in the world that they can explore and the quests and so on and so forth. But you could also play around the concepts like I killed a wolf and 12 copper pieces and a breastplate drop from it because it's an MMO and that's just something that happens.
RNG tables and shit.
Yeah, it's an interesting like divide from standard role-playing games while still being able to be a role-playing game because you can still have the story and the commitment to the players.
Yeah. Maybe I don't have the big brain for that because I'm trying to wrap my head around it and it just seems to lose me.
Well, I would play it more towards comedy. The idea I had is having like a table for glitches as well. Like like shit, like you phase into a wall.
For the MMO like idea specifically, I would just say, why don't you just play an MMO?
Because the concept, you still have the player choice. You still have the player immersion to what you can do.
You can do whatever you want.
You're saying it's still adhering to the MMO rules, so would you?
But you can.
This cutscene is broken.
Yeah, you can. You have the variance back and forth, and I don't want to compare it to an isekai. I mean, it is a bit of an isekai, but just to use that
basically an isekai.
Anime,
it's exactly.
There are several ones you can immediately compare it to. The first one that comes to mind is Log Horizon, which is a comedy where they realize they're stuck in an MMO, and they are it's very not. Like it's kind of serious, but it's also very tongue-in-cheek. Where like they realize they're stuck there, they're fully aware of it. But then there's also the juxtaposition of a series called Haseo no Grimgar, where they just kind of wake up and they're in basically a game world, but they don't have a realization that they are players playing characters in a game world. The game world just kind of exists around them. The latter is notable for the fact that it's like real people are now being forced with the concept of surviving in this place when they don't have the skill set. Like the first 2 episodes are dedicated to them just trying to figure out and come to the skill set of actually killing a goblin, just a lone goblin. Whereas Log Horizon is these max level characters who are coming back to play this world, who have been doing it forever and are just kind of dealing with the fact that the system, the world itself is shutting down, or it's shut down like the official capacity and like GM capacity, and they're just trying to make the world a place they can live in now because it's not suitable for people to live in an MMO.
Yeah, it's a bit more. Log Horizon is a bit more self-aware of being part. Okay, a good example is the fact that okay, this is getting off topic, but I mean, what the fuck else are we doing right now?
This is just fun.
This is fun.
D&D stuff.
If you've ever seen Sword Art Online, that is a series made by somebody who's never played an MMO. But has played video games, but played video games in like the 90s. So he doesn't understand the concept of like modern games and what it is. Because there's a lot of things that don't make fucking sense in that series at all. Yeah, essentially. Log Horizon is made by somebody who's played a game within the last 10 years, specifically very much an MMO based mindset. They played it, they understand the concepts, the in and outs. That's why it's self-aware.
Yeah, very specifically a Korean MMO. You can actually see the MMO.
Black Desert online level MMO.
Yes.
Yeah.
So
grinding the MMO.
Yeah. So Mordred.
Yeah.
Hi.
You're running a Icewind Dale game at the moment, aren't you?
Yeah.
How's that going?
It's really good actually. The thing that I like about Icewind is it's a pseudo horror setting, so you can really kind of go a little bit more extreme in the fear factors. So like having creatures of the night trying to hunt the party, and also it is not scared of throwing impossible encounters at the party. Like one of the encounters you can meet at level 1 is a mammoth. Like you can't beat that at level 1, so it forces the players to be a lot more clever about when to fight and when to run, which I quite like. It's a lot more realistic in that way.
So it's very similar to Tomb of Annihilation in that regard, where it's basically a place where you can explore rather than just a story that steps you from linear path to linear path.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. And like the leveling up milestones is like when you've completed 3 quests of this category, and you'll hit the next level, rather than saying, this is the amount of experience you got.
I like settings like that. Actually, a good example of that's non-D&D, and that's because I don't know if it comes across, but the only D&D game that I've played to a very high extent is specifically 5th edition. I never really got into 3rd or 4th that much. I was playing other RPGs at the time because I'm a hipster. But one that reminds me of that specifically is it's basically just a setting. They give you a setting that you can kind of just go with, and they give you what you need to kind of form things in that to adapt to your party, and what you need is I think it's Keep on the Borderlands from Hackmaster. It's super. I knew there's gonna be 3 people that remember this. There's a game called Hackmaster. It's basically a comedy take. It was originally a comedy take on 2nd edition, but then actually became a full-fledged game. And the only reason I know about it is because one, I read Knights of the Dinner Table, which is a comic that it originally started in, and the guys that make it are in Illinois, so I have to support them because they're from Illinois.
Local producer.
No, specific. And Hackmaster is it's super 2nd edition. There's I think in the 1st edition of 2nd edition of Hackmaster, there's quite literally a halfling tossing chart, or like a small creature tossing chart, so that you can be
Blood Bowl.
Yeah, you can be proficient in tossing small creatures. And so you could do that thing. But Keep on the Borderland is one of their setting modules that they came out with that essentially just gives you a Borderlands region. You get like the first adventure is you basically taking a keep, and you're trying to establish yourself, very kind of Kingmaker in a way, but without a lot of the super really poorly thought out complex kingdom management that Kingmaker grows into. It's
one of the things I absolutely love about Icewind, though, is it has an extra step of character development where every character has a secret, which they can either be fairly open about, or you can interact with it in the background. So one of the characters' secret was basically they had something growing inside of them, which after a set amount of time would explode. That character would die, and then they have to deal with this thing that's just hatched. But they can try and fix it. They can try and get this
watched your
healed.
episode of that,
and there was an entire character arc about the party making some very questionable decisions about how to get this thing healed. So I basically said, you basically need to transfer this thing into another living creature. Who are you going to pick? What are you going to pick? It has to be something which is compatible, and this was a dragonborn. So it's like you could try and capture a kobold and sacrifice a kobold effectively to transfer this thing into them.
Find an adult dragon.
Or like one of
Two birds, one stone.
There was an NPC who was a human. So they had to find another humanoid to transfer into. They captured a poor thug, basically got them drunk, and then sacrificed that thug to get rid of the hatchling.
Oh my god,
that's the one
exactly
episode
like
of your. No, I've seen 2 episodes, and
Like
that's
I said,
one episode
Icewind can
that I
get
actually
dark.
saw. Yeah, I love.
No,
See,
yeah, I like that idea. It's good. I think I used to do that with my old campaigns. You used to have something that you would as a character. Didn't I did that? That was for the original.
It didn't for
our
me.
original D&D.
No, it didn't for me.
Oh,
I have run Curse of Strahd a number of times, and that is something I have always do. I present my players. I want to know 3 things about your character. I want to know what is your character's greatest aspiration, whether it's real or not. What is your character's greatest secret, whether or not it's significant or not. That's up to you. And I want to know, what is your character's greatest fear? These are 3 things that when you go into a setting like Barovia and the Curse of Strahd can absolutely be played on. And it's interesting that once you actually ask a player, I want you to give a real thought. What is your character's greatest fear? And I don't just mean like, oh, my greatest fear is I have a fear of water. It's like something in depth.
Itself.
Like a player, they were a religious cleric, but their greatest fear was the fact that somebody realizing they don't have any faith in their god. That was their greatest fear. Somebody coming to that realization that that is not something that is real for them, that it's fake. Partially because it's like they come out as a hoax, but also because they have a fear that if that becomes a real thought in the world, how does it affect who they are as a person who worships their deity and receives powers from that deity? What does that mean for their faith? Which is just a fantastic concept when you go to a place like Barovia, because that dwells on the fears of the people who go in there, which Icewind Dale seems like a campaign I would absolutely love to look into. I haven't looked at Rime of the Frostmaiden yet, but I'm curious. I want to look more into that.
One of the things that ties in really nicely with that is exactly the same story arc with this character basically trying to get rid of the hatchling. She was a cleric of Saloon. And the way that she was kind of justifying this to herself, I started getting Shar involved. Shar pretending to be Saloon and then kind of whispering ideas into them, basically trying to corrupt them over time. And eventually it got to the stage where Saloon's just like, I am done with you. You've done too many bad things. You've got to try and get redemption. So I stripped them of their cleric powers until they basically found a way of redeeming themselves, which they did eventually do, but it spawned an entire character arc to basically say, okay, you are now a fallen cleric. Deal with it. You have abandoned Saloon and Shar has completely corrupted you. And there was like a tipping point. It's like, if you continue down this path, you'll get your cleric powers back again, but you will now be a cleric of Shar.
Yeah, that's some scary thoughts. That was another good example of that.
I'm sorry, just to bring the topic up. The reason I ask quite a lot of these things, I'm really interested, especially in Roger's campaign, not only because he's also streaming it, but I'm someone who's played a lot of D&D and a lot of role-playing games, but I've never played the written modules for D&D. I've never been immersed into everything. I've always been in
my games, and I never run pre-written.
Ben's game, I also did some with some friends. It was nothing. I've never done pre-written, so I'm always interested in hearing about this content.
I always use the maps for pre-written.
I used to always do homebrew campaigns. Like, I love world building. I love doing that. I just don't have the time anymore. So the real savior of the modules is it allows me to draw upon a whole bunch of content, which is pre-done. Yeah. But some like character arcs like that, Shar Saloon, that was entirely me. That was based on character decisions within the game. It didn't require that much extra work to like bring in extra maps or encounters. It was purely like role play. There are a couple of encounters which I have written, but like the bulk of it is in the book.
Yeah, well, even if you're running a pre-written, that doesn't mean you don't, as a GM, have, the ability of kind of affecting things. Like you're always able to.
You would never be able to tell in my homebrew campaign that the Red Hand of Doom was thrown into it as it was written, because of how much I have chopped it up and changed it and edited things.
Oh, a good example, Midge. You've actually played a pre-written event. You have played a pre-written adventure.
I meant specifically with D&D.
No, you have.
Oh, really?
The Jade Isle, the whole cave bit. That was a pre-written adventure.
Okay.
The whole cave with the scales of judgment and the shadows and everything like that. That was all a pre-written module. It was like I I don't remember what it was, but it was like 10 or 20 pre-written modules based upon character level or something like that. It was a compilation book, and I like the look of that.
Is that the one where the fortified wagon came from as well?
Yeah, the fortified wagon did come from that as well. So yeah, you've played pre-written before, and
I
those,
do mean,
I mean,
like,
it's not a
full
pre-written
campaigns,
campaign.
yeah. But I get things. It's like slotting in modules is a thing all the time. I'm like, I read stuff and I go, okay, I'm gonna nab that. No, I was like, because I totally get that time thing. Especially I know how busy Mordred is because he has a similar calendar to what my life is like.
Yeah, but, you have an idea.
I have an idea. But at the same time, I still think that your calendar is far more full than mine half the time. Because we have a lot of zones that cross over, but others that are wildly different. And I also know that Mordred, you're a writer in essentially in trade originally, a lot of the time, and because I know you did writing for one of the Mountain Blade mods, and that's the one, and that kind of thing. So I always wondered, like I know you like world building, so I was like, I wondered if it was a time thing, and it is. I love world building I love it as well. Like it is the reason like this whole campaign came about is because I needed a new. I have the uncanny ability to turn all of my hobbies into jobs. Whether that be acting, gaming,
it's that hustle. It's that hustle, bitch. You gotta have that hustle.
Writing,
it worked for me.
And then writing. It's like, but world building became for a while was my downtime. It still is my downtime. I write all of the campaign and stuff for this in my downtime, often late at night when I really should be sleeping. I wouldn't
say that because you still monetized every stream you were writing that with. Because it was a good 6 months where every week you did
I didn't do any. That was always like world building and design stuff rather than actual. I'm writing quests now. All these quests, by the way, that you've done have pun names or idea names like that would appear as quest like log in the thing.
Yeah.
And if I had more time to edit these videos, I would have the like. Almost Fallout Outlast like quest log acquired sort of thing come up in the corner. It's something I really want to do.
The loading just fades in, quest accepted.
So do you guys want to hear the names of the quests that you've done?
If you had access to my stuff, you'd also see I name every one of the quests you guys take in my campaign.
So you said
and it never comes up.
The first quest that you did was called "What's Theirs Is Mine," and the guards mission was
quest. The second that you mentioned that you have questions, like, is this one like Yellow Belly Halfling? I feel like this quest is Yellow Belly Halfling.
No, this quest is actually based on one of the opening quests of Fable 2.
That's why it sounds so familiar.
Yeah, that's what it is. It's one of the early quests in Fable 2 with James Corden's character, his cameo character.
Never played Fable.
I think it's James Corden. If it's not, it sounds so much like him. I'm pretty sure it is though, because I think they actually modeled him in it. Like the guard mission where you went into the sewer was actually called shit posting, because it was a shit posting, and also it was just like you fought essentially a poo monster. But
Mud Elemental, but it's fine.
Excremental.
I'm gonna maintain the sanctity of that name forever.
Shit golem.
We should try and host each other to one the scale. I think it would be like more seeing the new channel is hard when you drop more this channel with viewership drop and
yeah, we should also host Digital Dragons and also Component Cast.
I only noticed like literally 2 days ago because I originally watched Do Icewind Dale on your channel, I believe.
Yeah, unfortunately the viewership was just so much lower. Like I'd hit fairly consistently 50 views, but the problem is my channel usually gets 200 to 300. So it was really that was the thing with
me. Mine was equal, but it was more of a thing for the YouTube content, and also the thing is just like when we're working so heavily in the online industry, it's also so much better for like SEO to actually stick your channels and stuff to certain things. That's why I've been breaking things up as well. But also I will automatically add you to auto host as well. Yeah, that's
I'm gonna do that right now.
I've got to do that. I'll do it at the end just because I don't want to move anything while I'm live. Because there's the thing. It's just it's like I want to bring the world building streams back and I want to put them on this channel. I kind of want to get to the affiliate stage before that. That's kind of what I was going to go. Hey, we made an affiliate. We're going to bring back the world building streams. And just as an outline to people watching of some of the plans for the component cast, we actually well, I and other members that I've had discussion with, we do want to diversify. Like, this is our flagship show. This is the one that we wanted to start out off with. But we will start putting in other content, like myself and Roach's DM'd game, where I'm a player. That'll be moving onto this channel as soon as Sleeping Giants on my channel ends. I want
not too long
more people
now.
to come in and write. Yeah, not long. And then we'll be playing Concrete Jungle.
Urban Jungle. You keep do it every time.
Fuck.
Urban Jungle.
I was like, no, it's not Urban Jungle, it's Concrete. No.
You said
You're right.
concrete. I'm like, he got it wrong.
I
didn't have to be privy to that conversation, and I knew he got it
50-50
wrong.
shot, and I got it wrong
Roach
again.
keeps mentioning Urban Jungle every time I'm in the chat with him at some point, and it's just like, yep,
But
it's Urban
I also-
Jungle. Even I don't.
I'm
think so.
excited. It's the first new campaign I've run in almost 2 years.
Yeah, I want
we've been running.
to.
That's a fresh feeling.
I want to
Yeah,
run some
so
other
I'm
things
excited.
as well, and I also want to bring more like talk and more like discussion things where we like. So we got Van Richter's got the Ravenloft, and we'll look at this now as a group. We get some guests on and do more talking things. So we actually have an idea for that. That's a show that we're going to call Component Pouch, which because it's a component cast. And then we have that talk on branding. I was toying with the idea between Component Pouch and Component Couch, and having the logo being like a mimic chair.
The internet would run wild with that. You can't let that happen.
Sounds like a psychology thing rather than.
Yeah, that's true. Component Pouch.
I mean, yeah, that's.
And
that's
then
where
we
we'll
also
go
want
with
to start
that.
doing a
I
few like
understand what you're saying, but
tutorial
we'll go with
things. So some more tutorial-like things. We go, hey, let's look at building your first paladin. That kind of thing. Yeah, so that's the kind of the plan with that. But yeah, no, Mordred, hit me with a link as well to your D&D channel, and I'll get it up in the panels and stuff. Because all those things. You play on Sunday nights.
Yeah, Sunday. Well, technically Monday morning. It starts midnight Sunday night.
So we're on the same
got a
day
block.
as well.
We got a block Sundays, Mondays, and Tuesdays.
Yeah, that's the thing. It's tabletop at the beginning of the week. End of the week is gaming. That's how it's like. That's the divide. I take Wednesdays off now. Like I've moved my day off again for like the 5th time in this year.
It's like to have a day off. I haven't had one of those in a while.
Well, it's my day where I don't appear live. That's
Oh yeah. No, I get that.
But that'll change again when Paradox starts its weeklies up. Because I'll be just on their channel instead, which Mordred also knows about. I was talking about the I'm just saying, won't the weekly streams be starting up again soon?
Apparently he doesn't know that.
I don't mean me and you. I'm just saying our brands will be on those, so we'll be around on those.
I haven't discussed that at all, so
I know.
Did you just leak intercompany memos? Bitch?
No, I don't think so. It's more of a fact
it's just well known that we do interbrand stuff every Wednesday, but like me with the U14, we have not discussed this yet.
Yeah, I don't know. I
can't keep half the stuff straight. I think I got three or four friends who all work at Paradox in different places.
Hey, if you want a Hot to Find 4 streamer.
Yeah, no, there's things.
If you want somebody who's
that stuff
like
I can't
somewhat depressing about Victoria 2 stuff, I can do that. It's very
also,
critical.
If there's anyone in chat who isn't following Digital Dragons GM, go follow that.
I'll give that follow. I probably won't watch because I don't have the time, but I'll definitely follow to help your metrics.
It's normally on my nighttime. I really want to catch up with it. I'm going to
4 a.m.
Yeah,
British time.
American. I have meetings at 8 in the morning on a Monday, so that's I'll watch it as a catch up. I'm up to date on Critical Role. I can start something new now. But yeah, so
I still say that.
Didn't it come out recently? The Critical. I know that we're just talking about another far more successful stream, but didn't people see Matt posted that the campaign's coming to an end?
Yeah. They are really.
I'm not spoilers because I haven't caught up. I'm on episode 1.
That'd be poor form. They are 1 or 2 sessions from the end if this is how they're ending the campaign.
Yeah.
Sweet. Then I've got I've got 20 something episode. I'm on 117, so I've got probably about 100 hours of or not 100, but I've got a lot.
I've got some catching up to do.
Yeah, because I didn't watch the end of the last one. I wasn't caught up at the last campaign. So I wanna be there at the end.
The thing that always gets to me about investing in that is like you have your television shows you watch. Like lately, I've been watching Better Call Saul and Breaking Bad, just rewatching those, and you can invest in those because they're not super long shows. They're great shows, absolutely. But then you look at Critical Role and D&D shows that go along. It's like I'm gonna catch up on that, and I realize each one of those episodes is 4+ hours. You can't just binge through all of those in like a 3 or 4 days. It's not possible.
Well, see, I think that's where I think, like, this is me speculating here, but I think in the next campaign they're going to do, I don't think they're going to, because you can kind of see it in the way things are going, because the first campaign was from their perspective, 1 to 20, but it was like level 5 to 20 or something like that. It was the whole gambit.
When they started, they were almost 12.
They were 9.
Or they were 12.
9
or 9.
I think it was 9.
I remember they did transfer over from Pathfinder as well, but either way. But then you can see this one, they started at level. They didn't start at level 1 this time.
They started at level 2.
2,
but they had little pre-sessions where they met each other that weren't streamed.
So they did that up to whatever level they're going to be at the end of this.
They're currently level 15.
Yeah, so I'm thinking in the future they're going to go for more episodic campaigns, like not like one shots, but maybe like 20 session campaigns or something like that. So long enough to get character arcs going, but not long enough to like be year-long endeavors that take a huge amount. Maybe they'll have one like after a couple, maybe a year.
The great realization with Corona hitting and them taking the hiatus and then coming back pre-taping that gives you so much freedom and control over the stream. It makes a exceptionally more presentable product.
Yeah, it's much more produced.
Since they use it as a product, which of course they should. It's extremely successful. It's a great idea.
It's their job.
Yes, exactly. It's their job. Their ability to control that and handle it without, just like, okay, we're just going to stream from, when do they start? Like 8 to 12 on Thursdays, which is when it was before it was pre-taped. Like their ability to be like, all right, cool. We can just set aside Tuesday afternoon and go from 4 to 8, have a reasonable hours and not just be like up till 1 and 2 in the morning on a Thursday. Because they have so much more control over that, which is I'm
almost 100% certain they tape multiple episodes a week.
Possible. It's entirely possible.
They definitely have been. They actually made that they made that vocally kind of pretty clear, edgy in the most recent episodes, because they've been. You notice it that they and then they'll have like one episode which it feels like it's only been a week, but they go, it's actually been a long time since we played. It's fine, like because they're trying to get back into the swing of things a little bit. But no, it's definitely something that's it's good for them. Good for them.
Oh yeah, no,
I don't think
that's
production days.
That's big term goals for a channel like this. Big term goals.
Yeah.
Big term goals is have someone that handles all the editing, the broadcasting, the thing, and it's just I don't have to touch any buttons.
A lot. That's not something they just do. A lot goes into those streams. We acknowledge just how much time and effort they put into it. They have entire production crews to help run those shows.
Yeah. Well, no. The thing is they not only do they have production crews, but they also have like institutionalized knowledge. Because Marisha was a content producer, what was she? She was a production producer or something like that at Geek and Sundry. So she had that, and then you've got,
Marisha was also a content producer.
Well, that's what I was saying. Marisha. They've done, and then there was also a whole bunch of people that came over.
Talison's a vocal director as well. And he does. He's done a lot more working with voice actors rather than voice. Well, he's done a lot of voice acting himself, but
Liam's done that.
Produced
O'Brien's
those
done
as
that
well.
Too.
Yeah, well, Liam O'Brien's mainly a writer, isn't he?
No, he does. He does produce. He does production too, or producing too, or he does that. Huh? No, but no, I think the future of their content's going to be more episodic campaigns as maybe episodic campaigns that trade off with each other for throughput. Maybe they'll do like a chunk of 20 or 30 episodes of one, and then they'll cap it off at a normal cap off point for levels 3 through 5 or 6 or something like that, and then they'll start another one, and they'll keep trading off there so that it's easier content in consumption.
Now it's all pre-recorded. They might even do it more like YouTubers record their content. Like usually if you're recording a series on YouTube, you'll actually block out 6 hours to sit down and record, but after every hour you say, thanks very much for watching, we'll see you next time.
Yeah.
Welcome back. We're starting from, right?
That's exactly what they do.
It's smart work because you work 6 hours and then the rest of the week is just you edit out the content and you can deliver it over weeks and weeks and weeks and weeks. You're still that lets you record and work on other content while that's being released. That's just smart play.
Yeah, but anyway, unless we've got another topic, I think I'm going to bring this to a close tonight. If you guys have enjoyed this more talking format that we've done at the end, definitely let us know, either by getting in contact with us on our Twitter, at ComponentCast, or just, talking to the various streamers and content creators that are here in their chats, etc., etc. I definitely want to explore a more talking about D&D and talking about that kind of more talking show, as well as a piece of content that's always been in the back burner. But if you guys are actually interested in that, I might expedite the process. But yeah, this has been another episode of the Elendor Chronicles, brought to you by the Component Cast. I, as always, once again, thank Mordred Viking, Commissar Roach, DM Lake, DM Opal, and of course Lord Lambert, who was here earlier. I've been Midgeman, and we will see you next time.
Minty.
And Minty.
And Faux Minty.
Minty
wasn't here, he doesn't get his name. Oh, no. And Too Minty, Too Fresh. You can find the various links in the panels below or the description, and we'll see you guys around. Bye-bye.
Bye.
Bye.